Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
Welcome to
crazy.
MinusOneCHarisma, the only way to start your week. Thank you for being here. We're like viciously threatening each other during the intro. Don't make me! Don't make me! Hi, everybody.
Dumbest threats, though. I'll turn your camera off.
I'll turn
Watch
your
out.
camera. I'll turn make it uncentered. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll turn your camera just like 45
I'll
degrees.
mail your
the
wife
whole
a
day.
box of my
Yeah,
feces.
yeah.
Crazy.
No, that was
that
was
just saying like, oh, I'll turn your camera off. I had someone threaten to mail feces to me, and that doesn't mean my
No,
wife.
not you. Your wife.
Wait, when did this
leave the wives
happen?
out of this.
You were there.
No, what are you
This
talking
is
about?
how
No,
people
it's,
get gaslit.
it's when she steps
This is
away.
how it happens. Everyone else in the group is like, I don't remember that happening, and I'm like,
I wasn't
And
here.
then I'm like, oh.
Oh.
yeah.
Anyway.
Hi, guys. Good week
Hi.
to you all.
Oh, look at us. We're so big.
Yeah, everyone's got big boxes this week.
Big old.
Oh, that's why you said I was tiny. I was like,
Yeah.
That's
I
so
was
much
setting
more.
up the cameras, and everyone was at the size you see now, but Daye was like, in my frame, she would have been like this big.
you should have kept it. I was the only tiny one here tonight. Just like, make me small.
That's true.
I could do this.
Oh.
I love the side just comes into view. Daye.
Oh,
Hey guys, what's up? Let's play D&D. I'm 3 feet
I
tall.
love
Let's
this.
go. Let's go.
Yeah, you see, you do it fancy. I have to manually. That's it.
Yeah.
Girl, I got hooked up.
I'm on like a wooden stool over here, just fucking like a putz.
Like in your
Cullen's
kitchen.
streaming from his Nokia flip phone.
Good news is that
Not a
it's in-
sidekick? Imagine.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Oh,
yes,
man.
yes.
My best friend in high school had a sidekick, and I remember being so jealous. And I look back now, and I'm like, why was I jealous?
It was
of
cool.
that?
It was great. It was cool at the time.
Yeah, time and place, right? 'Cause
There's
you see
always
people-
breaking.
You see people in a Tesla, and you're like, dang, I kind of want one of those. And then
Yeah.
in like 20 years, you'll be like, ooh, you're still driving a Tesla? What the hell's wrong with you?
No, Teslas won't last that long.
Well, that's true. That's true.
They'll all be
Hey,
on the
Tangent,
mid.
thanks for making it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. We got some fun
That'll be
D&D coming up on our stream. So, what you say that we...
What you say? What you say?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights. Oh, Kazoo's out. Everyone's in
Wait.
Yikes.
I don't know how to do it.
God.
There we are.
That was very close.
Thank you. Almost had it.
James, you better start trying to get your hand on the reins because this baby's going off.
Yeah.
off the beaten path.
All right.
I need to invest in a prop box at some point. what they're doing.
That's what happens when you're a streamer. You just get random
Yeah.
shit everywhere.
Yeah.
A bowling ball.
All right. We're going to hop right in. We have a little check-in to see, for those of you who are wondering what was happening with Fitz in the past couple weeks. Well, you're going to find out anyways, all right?
I'm highly invested.
Yes.
Kate is. Pup likes Fitz.
It's true. Kate also likes Fitz.
Day 78 of my harrowing hunt. I am dejected, but not deterred. I know they're still alive. I can feel it in my bones. Thankfully, Razma has been aiding me in this search. Had he not shown up when he did, I would be asylumed in a straitjacket from the incessant crew of misfits and commoner skullduggery. As a noble, it is my duty to look over them, as I am, for all intents and purposes, their regent. But even kings have their limits. Not to say I am a king, though I would be among the very best. Strange to say these things in a diary. Oh, I am wrought with worry. Pup was not amongst the bodies from Gastoon's ship, the Lunar Mother, which now sleeps at the bottom of Bodwig Bay. Perchance they escaped and are far away by now. One can only hope. Snuggle up close with their mother in Pottsonshire. Oh, it's been so long since we met. Though, Razma was able to talk to Mayor Ventley. One of Ventley's scouts apparently saw a group matching their description heading east into the Darthwood Forest. Now, what would possess them to go there without even mentioning it to me or leaving a note? It must be them, for in the report it took special care to note an orange-skinned horned beast with 2 heads or 4 legs. I couldn't make out the chicken scratch. I assume by beast they meant trust, rightfully so, but one could argue that it was Pup in disguise as the beastly trust. I don't see what Razma sees in that woman, but to each their own. I just wish he'd stop talking about her. I shall inquire when I find them. Oh, I do miss Rezek, though. A little stiff. I feel like I could talk to him about these sorts of things, since I'm pretty sure Dresden has taken a vow of chastity. I don't know. What a life. Maybe it's because he's so serious all the time. On the other hand, I do like a good joke on my behalf. Maybe Kelwise could enlighten me. He was into disgusting things as a man of the coast. Oh, I've heard about their savage, dongy orgies on the beach. What do you do about all the sand? The sand! Everywhere, like miniature razor blades! 1,000 little Cornelias ruining the mood and setting. Oh, I have stressed myself out. I tell you this in confidence, diary. I asked Slug about his views on romance, and well, I believe my mind has been irreparably malformed. I shall spare you the details. Well, break time is over, and Taika's done with his 5th nap of the day. Karati's been very patient with him. It is strange to me how different we are in this tiny little family, and though they drive me crazy, I would do anything for them. It is as if my life no longer is my own, but shared with those around me. Strange. I guess that is another thing to ask the celibate Dresden and stick-butt Rezek. The sand, Kelwise, the sand. Now, Pup, where are you? Where are you?
Stick butt Rezek. And then Dresden, the virginal
Wow,
Dresden.
Chastity? Yeah, I don't know.
What a lie.
All right.
But nothing bad about
lie.
Pup.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course not. It's loves pup.
All of you,
No.
your bones and muscles ache from your long journey. You've been on the march for weeks since Pup was first detained back in First Run by the Ashen Riders. The horrors of Gottheim and Luthen's misguided faith still fresh in your mind. Visions of a village on fire, painted crimson with the flesh of its villagers. And your meeting with Daye, during which you witnessed firsthand his strange proclivity for the blood of his captives. Very different worlds. The 5 companions from Caravella Town lay in a deep slumber, color slowly returning to their gaunt, haunting figures. The unnamed mule snores, backdropped by the Boxen family, sleeping stacked on top of each other. Razma and his 2 companions from Odgarad, Zakesta, and Egrir stand right before you, Trust. And that is where we open.
Are we opening like where we left off last time? Like right with the like, woo, ah!
Yes.
Or has time passed?
Can you use more words to describe that scene?
I'm pretty sure that
Me or Jaymes?
suffices
Either of you.
perfectly.
It's literally
when we were at
Cor-
the ooh, ah.
That's what happened. So
don't remember
Cornelia
You were
and I were looking at the big book
What?
that I got,
right.
and she was trying to like help me decipher it,
Remember
and
that not going well.
she started reading it out loud, and then I started hearing something, and then I was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't read this out loud.
Yes,
And everyone was
Copy.
asleep.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Razma eating booed out of the bushes.
Right.
And what else was just right there?
Perfect.
Yeah, you like thought you like
That's all I
summoned
needed.
something from reading
And
the book.
he-
Remember that?
You're
Yeah.
like, what did we summon? What did we summon?
and he went, "Ooh," and I went, "Ha!" Then that's like that's what.
He's lucky he's not dead. I mean, in all
Yeah.
reality, don't sneak.
Also,
up on
you
us.
used a spell to kind of glamour yourself.
I did.
A little bit.
I used disguise self to like freshen up.
Yeah, because you smelled like shit. Oh no, you still smell like shit.
Yeah, no, you still.
That was the
yeah,
thing.
you just look.
You
better.
look great.
Listen, you're the one who was trying to fart on me. If I smell, it's your fault.
I mean, you had the
Honestly-
protection of the armor.
Everyone always blames it on the dog. You could just blame it on Pup.
I'll just blame it on Thunderwave. I don't need to blame you. There's a real ass dog here.
Real ass dog, and also a mule. Oh, I just realized I'm sleeping under the cart. The mule isn't still hooked up to the cart, is it?
No.
I hope
The
so.
would have been.
Okay, cool. We're good. We're
Possessed.
good. Thank
Yeah.
you for not shitting on my head, literally.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
There's still time.
So everyone's still asleep. All right. Oh, Razma, what are you doing out here?
We're looking for you, Trust.
You know what? That does make sense. We just found out we was gone an awful lot longer time than it felt like. So yeah, it's very nice of you to be looking for us. You found us. Do you need me to wake everyone up?
Time? What do you mean, time?
It's a really long story, but basically we went through a portal, we were there 3 days, we came out, it was 2 months later. Magic. Oh, do you need your seed?
A seed. Well, we'll talk about that. Let's
All right.
let's get you all back to somewhere safe, dry, and well, mostly safe. You all seem like you've been through a lot.
Oh, yeah. We've been through an awful lot. We just watched a bunch of people kill each other. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yikes. Well, seems like you've made camp here.
Can I, sidle up out of Cornelia's earshot and be like, Cornelia lost her mount, so if you have any connections, if we could maybe get her another one, it might be nice at some point.
A mount.
Yeah, and I point at Thunderbolt.
Well, that can be arranged. And he
Thank
kind of
you
looks
so much.
at the 5 figures from Caravellatown laying gaunt on the floor.
Oh yeah, we
Those-
rescued them.
They look like they've been through quite a bit. We should get them back
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's what we was working on. It'll be a lot easier now, though, with your help. You're probably a lot more freshened up than we are.
Well, absolutely. I can get the rest of our team to take them immediately.
You're a team? Oh, that's nice.
And you hear him, and he whistles, and you see a half dozen men and women in these nice uniforms kind of start coming out of the bushes from the way that they came.
Fantastic.
Don't, you're gonna, okay. I hope they don't try and swing at them. They're asleep.
I mean, we wouldn't be asleep if he fucking whistled, would we?
No,
I don't know how
no.
big of a sleeper are you?
You would have heard
Well,
these
I am
people are not
almost
making.
dead.
And
Good
you
point.
do hear,
Good
you
point.
do hear
Good
the
point.
sounds of something heavy moving, and you see there's a big cart with a few supplies on it, moving through the forests slowly, with a double mounted draft of 2 horses, kind of pulling up,
Amazing.
and Razma kind of just basically snaps his fingers and points, and those men and women of his squad kind of just run over and start scooping up these bodies very carefully and putting them in
Yeah.
the cart.
By the way, how shitty does our cart and mule look compared to his amazing cart and horses? Just to put it in perspective.
Why are you
yeah.
trying to torture yourself like that?
It would be like
It's
you've
how
got like an 89 Honda that for no,
Whoa,
you know,
whoa,
your
whoa,
cart
whoa,
your cart
whoa,
is
whoa,
nice.
whoa,
Your
whoa,
cart
fuck off, because the 89s had the pop-up headlights to get out of town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Your cart was the shit at
Insane.
one point in time. It had its day.
All
Has
right.
since
Are the wheels all fucking canted in? Are we like full stance nation?
yeah. Yes.
Initial
Got
C.
The differentials
for
on your
Initial
Incento.
C.
And he puts
I'm
them in
being
there,
all,
and they
holy.
speak some words, and he turns. We will take them back as soon as possible to get the best of medical care. Is this all right?
Oh, thank you. Yes, please.
And they kind of just take them, and they head off. Well, I would maybe let you rest a bit, but when you get back to town, if you have no place to stay, you're welcome to stay at mine until you find better accommodations.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate that very much.
All right. Well,
Do I know if we're close, or we have no idea how close we are to town?
you're a ways away. Maybe a day's walk, a march.
Okay.
Out of town still, so you probably still want to get a rest, like a night of good rest. You guys could almost feel the pain in Dresden's back from getting hit by that giant couch, as it's still just sitting in that cart. Stark reminder of sturdy
rolled.
furniture. This is not IKEA furniture, folks. This is
No,
solid,
This is good. This
at
is
least
old
Pottery
world.
Barn quality.
Oh, Pier
Wow.
1
What?
imports, maybe?
Ooh, what about like World Market?
Maybe.
That shit's good.
Never-
No. What about like
I like-
Ashley? Some
Oh.
like overpriced Ashley furniture.
Yeah. Could be at
Yeah.
IKEA if it was, but now it's over at Ashley and it costs 10 times more. That's nice. It's nice.
So as
I rolled.
as all this wrestling's happening and stuff, and people are getting taken away, I'm gonna wake up and look over and see Razma and be like, "Oh my, Master Edenbow!" And I'm gonna walk over and just shake his hand aggressively. "Oh, it is so good to see you,
Oh.
sir. You are a
Razma.
ray of sunshine. Oh my goodness, this is
And he
amazing.
puts-
How are you? Oh my
He
gosh."
takes that, and he's got strong hands, and he puts his hand on your shoulder, just gives you a little squeeze.
Gary
It's
Glenn
great to
Ross.
see you.
Oh,
Rezik,
it's
how are you, my
fantastic
friend?
to see you. Oh, my goodness. We have been through a lot. How are you? We haven't seen you in so long. How are you doing?
It has been a few
Rezik,
months since we
really
last
late
left
for
you
this
in,
enthusiasm.
Algarud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So you've been where? Sorry. Where were you?
No, I said it's been months since I've seen you in Algarud.
Oh, yes. Very, yeah. Definitely. How did you find us?
Well, we
Probably the
heard
smell.
reports that a group matching your description was heading east,
Oh,
and Fitz has been, well, incessant, to say the least. He's been on a crusade of sorts. to look
there's a
for
quality
wounds.
of his.
I like that he calls him Fitz too. I'm still
Well-
asleep, by the way. I rolled a natural one.
Well, thank you so much for helping out Fitz and all of them, and helping out us. Wow, this is so good to see you. There's a lot to discuss. But
Absolutely. All in
Not
good time.
to.
Rezik, all in good time.
You don't happen to have any like healing stuff with you? Dresden over there got it real bad. He's not doing well, not moving fast. I just wonder if you have anything with you.
Absolutely. Let me take a look. And he walks over, shakes you awake a little bit, Dresden.
No. No.
Yeah, he's worse than I thought.
I just opened my eyes. What are you doing here?
I came looking for all
Why
of
are
you.
you knocking at my cart?
Hear you're injured.
Yeah. Well, you heard right. Did you hear the actual impact? I bet you could. What are you
sorry.
doing here though? Huh?
I came
Oh,
to
the
find
couch
all of
fell
you.
on me.
The couch.
Don't worry, I fixed it though. I fixed the couch.
All right.
We're fine.
Trust, I see. This man needs help, and immediately.
I still have 4 levels of exhaustion.
He,
well, I think you started
Raises
off with
his
4,
hand.
right? So you should have 3, right?
Oh, I started
one
with
of his
5.
arms
Oh.
grabs
6 is death.
in one hand he grabs a necklace. The other hand he puts it on your chest. And he
Ow.
starts to chant softly. And you see this golden light start to stream from his body to your chest.
Oh no, not more cancer. No, less cancer.
And you feel restored. 1 level of exhaustion.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. How many years of my life is that gonna cost me? Just like ballpark it.
I mean, you want a long life or a life lived well?
We got a long life. It'd be great.
Good to see you, Dresden.
Yeah.
Puts you on the shoulder, stands back up.
I'm just going back to sleep.
Fair enough.
Well,
fair enough.
Thank you so much, Razma. That was amazing. Thank you for doing that for us. That was very helpful.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
And Pup,
Passed out.
Just like,
I see you found Pup.
just like total like you know how sometimes babies sleep with like their bottoms in the air and their face down with their arms just out.
A big old
That's
bubble.
how
just
Pup
like,
is right now. Yes, yeah, that's just popping out because I haven't slept since I got
Shin-chan.
downed in that battle because I didn't sleep that night. I went and found the
Yeah.
wrist
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay.
Like I have not slept at all in a very long time.
He kind of looks. Well, Fitz was worried. Said something about the Ashen Riders. Taking Pup away.
oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, we got him back though. Destroyed the ship. Pretty nasty
You
stuff,
destroyed
actually.
their ship.
Well, not me. I was running distraction with Dresden.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
actually,
Something
Hoaxes-
destroyed their ship.
some hoaxes destroyed it. Actually,
Oh, yeah, don't listen to me. I wasn't there for that.
kind of a little bit of our fault. A little bit, I think, possibly our fault, but not really. This is kind of an unintentional our fault.
Well, if it was
yes.
Hoaxes is doing, I hardly think you have any blame for that monster.
Oh, that's good.
His actions
Great.
are... Well, you've seen the pit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're confirmed that's definitely hoaxes. Because for a while there we were like, we think it is, but we're not sure. We're gonna guess. Can confirm that's hoaxes. Great.
Confirmed.
Great.
I've never seen him myself, but from the stories of his power, it could be no one else.
Well, maybe we should discuss all this in a more proper setting for you. The wilderness probably isn't the best. But thank you again. This is amazing to see you. We'll just rest up and then meet you, I guess, in Caravella Town?
Well,
That's where you're staying?
we can escort you. We've
Oh,
been looking
great.
for the better part of a month now. Now that we found you, it seems odd that we would just leave you here.
Fair. That's fair.
Sylvester.
Hey, where did the struggle bus people go?
The
What's a
The
bus? Dresden, what are you talking about? Go back
You're
to
talking
sleep.
about the five
This is-
from Caravella Town.
Yeah, are they on the couch?
No. We put
Slowly
them on
start
our
crawling
with our
up
guard.
onto the couch.
I see. I mistook your line of inquiry. Oh, there he goes.
It's not pretty.
yeah, we've been through a bit of a rough patch here, so it's
Does
yeah.
sound
We'll just-
like. We're here.
Pup's just gonna hear the movement, like stir a little bit, go around, just wave silently at him, and then just go crawl on top of Dresden and just fall asleep the same way, just face
No.
down, just little bottom up, just probably drooling. You know when dogs do that and they just like
Not
do that and you're like,
overdose.
I don't want this, but you have. But like,
How big are you, pup?
like 5 feet.
Yeah, you're gonna suffocate me.
It'll be fine.
I just take a scarf and try to like wipe the drool away. Oh, it just seems to be never ending. Okay, just keeps.
Am I too heavy?
All right.
I just look up. No, you're actually warm. That's nice.
And Razma calls Zakesta, the woman, the very she was a bit on the thinner side. She has like tied black, medium length, almost white blonde hair. It's so blonde that it's almost white, and it's very, very straight, and her head is shaved on either side, so it's just kind of just the top that comes into the back. And then she's got her features. She's very sharp, angled features on her face that make her a very intimidating looking face. No fake smiles, almost a bit of a permanent grimace on her face. And then she's got these almost green gold eyes, and they're very, very large. She's a hard person to look straight at because, you know those people who look like they're staring through you? She's definitely one of those people who knows all of your secrets and lays them bare with a glance. She kind of walks over to the middle of this group, your encampment, and she starts to chant. And after a while, she holds her hands up, and this big dome starts to come down all
Okay,
around
Hermione,
you.
let's go.
And the air itself seems to almost clean itself up. And it starts to warm just ever so slightly. The temperature is not chilled at all anymore inside this. And you can barely see, but there's this shimmering light all around you in the shape of that dome. And it seems to be almost dry, like you're in an enclosure of some sort.
Can I lean over to Razma and be like, that's really cool. Do you think she'd teach me how to do that?
She can try. And she looks over to Zakesta, and Zakesta... Oh, well, it's really up to her.
Okay.
And
okay.
Igrir, you guys had seen Igrir once with this giant tower shield that was almost 6 feet tall. That Pup had been trying to like use and run around with, and it was like heavier than your cart, basically. He still has that big old tower shield on his back. He's maybe 6'7", 6'8". This man is humongous, with slicked back orange hair, and his shoulders are almost as his chest is almost as broad as his shoulders. He kind of looks like the unnamed mule as far as his like just shoulder line goes. He's just humongous, and he's got these really thin, almost fox-like eyes, and he's got this almost like a little grin at all times on his face. And he kind of just looks around at all of you. Walks over, sits down next to the wagon, and you guys feel the wagon kind of shake a little bit. And he just kind of crosses his arms, puts his head down.
Okay.
And then you notice Razma kind of pulling out some bedrolls and such for himself. Zakesta does the same. Trust, do you need a bedroll?
No, wait, no, I don't, right? We have stuff, right?
That's
We
not
haven't
what
sleeping
he's
on the ground.
asking.
Shut up,
That's
Dresden!
not what he's
Cullen,
asking.
shut up! Someone mute him. Mute him! I'm actually, Cornelia's really sad about losing her dog, so I'm comforting her over with Thunderwave, but thank you.
You're a good friend.
Thank you. Sleep well. Thank you for finding us. See you in the morning.
You look surprisingly nice, considering the three of them. Look.
Well, they've been, yeah, they look rough. It's true, but it's okay. They've got good hearts. Walk over into the
And everyone kind of just settles down a little bit.
The whole way back.
Yeah. It seems like pretty quickly they fall asleep, and inside this dome, it feels the air is clean and nice and pure. The temperature raises to something that feels maybe like a low 70. It's nice.
Just sweating under Pup.
Yeah.
I feel great.
Yeah. And then the night. Does anyone want to do anything else before?
Yeah,
we settle
actually, this sounds amazing. It's probably the most comfortable we've been in a while. So I'm gonna take this. Take this chance to because I've been a little off center recently after the last couple of rough days. So I'm gonna try to just kind of refocus and kind of do a little bit of self-care. And for me, Rezik, self-care is like just doing pulling like an all-night study session. So I'm going to get some tea going. I'm going to get my books out.
And what kind of
and
tea?
start-
Is this a floral tea, an herbal tea?
That's like a nice herbal kind of a nice little kind of calming or it's relaxing herbal tea, I guess, of some sort.
Okay.
Question. Rezek, you don't know Gnomish, right? Just Cornelia.
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm just
Pop does.
checking.
Then I have no use for
Cornel-
you.
Oh, Pup does.
But Pup's illiterate.
Yeah.
And Pup knows.
Well, Cornelia still is here technically, so you can.
Yeah.
I don't know what you wanted them to do for you, but
I guess, yeah. Sorry,
Technically.
you keep on with, I'll go
Cornelia
after
is
you.
a little bit emotional right now. And
Yeah, she's a bit.
Cornelia had already taken a look at the book and read that first page, and you almost summoned a demon, or thought you did. And Cornelia also
Yeah.
needs to get some Z's, because
Yeah,
it's been
that's fair.
a long night.
But yeah, so I'll get my books out, and as I'm kind of unpacking some books, the sketch I made when we were back in Gothheim of the beautiful floating island backdrop with our party in the forefront, sharing the fish that Kelwise caught and cooked with the townspeople there. And I see that for a second, and I kind of just I feel it makes me feel good seeing our party interact with people that are total strangers like that, and it gives me an idea. But for now, I'm going to tuck that away, put it back in the backpack, and I would like to just talk to Eva. Eva, are you there, dear?
And Eva kind of floats down next to you, her green dress still flowing and fluttering in a wind that doesn't seem to be on the same plane as you. Oh, hey, Rezi. What's up?
I just every time I just love just being able to see you. I just love it.
I'm not
Sorry.
surprised.
Yeah.
I'm pretty great.
Yes, you are pretty fantastic. I wanted to actually thank you because you are quite impressive back there. You helped out Dresden by giving him a whole shield that was a glowing dress. That was amazing. You're really powerful.
Well, I just wanted to see what he looked like with a dress on, and that was my only opportunity, so.
Well, he looked enchanting, but I mean, I just you blow me away every day with how powerful you're getting. You have abilities, you have spells you can do. It's. Do you like learning?
Well, thanks, Rezek.
Learning magic.
Well, I will say this. It seems like I'm not as bogged down on this side as you are on that side.
Hmm.
Which is kind of great in some ways. I'm
Yeah?
learning all kinds of things that I don't think I would have on that
Really?
side. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well,
kinda like
that's
I
good,
can
that's
choose
good.
the things I want to focus on, and I just can tune out all the rest, if that makes sense.
Kind of. Yeah, I can see that. Well, that's really great. I mean, it just shows me that you have a natural gift, like I had when I went to school to become a wizard. So I think maybe one day you could do the same. Maybe I can teach you some more and keep developing your craft.
Yeah, that would be great.
Maybe even be better than me one day.
And her eye kind of goes up, and she points over to Agrir. Who is that?
Just a friend of a friend. Why? What's wrong?
No, it's just he's enormous.
Yes, he's rather large. Does he scare you at all? We can walk away a little bit if you want to.
Doesn't bother me.
No, all right.
I just didn't know people could be that big.
It's quite impressive. So dear, you know that I've had this dream for a long time. We've discussed this before, where I love making illusions, and you know that I really one day I want to. My goal is to one day be able to make illusions so real that they actually become that. I can make just beautiful things out of nothing and make them an actual thing. That's the the end goal. But for now, I can't do that quite yet. But I'm working my way towards that. And I was wondering if you could possibly aid me in training to develop my illusions to make them even more real than they already are.
Sure.
Does that sound interesting to you?
Yeah. Why not?
Great.
What are we working
Great.
on?
Well, I need to start off small, but my goal right now is to make something that feels real. Like you have a temperature to it, you can hear it, and you can see it, and eventually make it really, make it as large as a house. But for now, we'll start with, I don't know, what do you think? Something small. Maybe a little animal of sorts? What do you think?
You want to hear it and smell it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little trust?
A little trust.
Yeah.
Is she... All right. Okay.
I'm just saying, if you want to smell it right now.
Well, I mean, it sounds very entertaining to me to make an even smaller version of Tiny Trust. So yeah, let's work on that tonight. It sounds very fun.
Fantastic. Let's do it. And you see she pulls out a book. Now, it's a small little book and a pen, but you notice that this book looks eerily similar to your notebook. And she's got this
Ooh.
little quill that looks very similar to your quill.
Nice.
It's like she's imagined her own little, and some of her notations and such. It looks like she's been maybe pondering through your notebook, and well, if you look at her notes and glance, it looks like she has her own notes, and she's been maybe studying a little bit herself in her off time. But it definitely seems like the outline of her notations she's taken from your notes.
Very cool. I like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll just, I guess, sit there for a while, and I'll make, because I can do general illusions. I have a whole, bag of different illusions that I can do, and I can do right now like a silent image. So I'll make a silent image of a very small version of Trust. But what the goal is to eventually be able to, maybe have like Trust do her like getting angry, and you see like steam erupting from their ears, and actually be able to feel that steam and hear Trust, screaming with her tiny, like even tinier voice than usual.
Roll an Arcana check, and
Okay.
she'll do the same.
Ooh, that was pretty good. It's a 15 plus 7, so that's 22. Yeah, 22.
Eva also got a 22.
Ooh,
The two of
Oh my gosh.
you-
Okay.
Spend your nights together tinkering with magic. Almost coming up with your own little shorthand for things. And eventually she starts comparing notes to yours, and she's
I love it.
kind of thought of things in ways that you maybe hadn't thought of magic or thought was possible. As she's kind of just feeling this out very naturalistically, whereas you maybe kind of go about things a little bit more studiously and
Yes.
specifically. And so
Yeah.
the two of you just spend some time together figuring this out, and by the end, together, when you really concentrate and you're working together, you can make this spell happen. A little trust is there, and the steam comes out, and for a second you can feel that steam pushing out, and you can smell like a little bit of the embers
Like
of fire.
brimstone?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
just
yeah.
coming off of the horns, and you see
Nice.
it. The sound, not yet, but
Okay. Okay.
you can almost feel it and smell that brimstone, and as a little miniature tiny tiefling stomps around the camp, throwing a tantrum.
A tiny, tiny tiefling.
Yeah.
Yes. I like
Am
it a lot.
I don't know if I'm asleep yet. I don't know if I see this.
Roll me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know this is.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
I was assuming that the soul-sucking tiefling was asleep while I was making a mockery of her.
I don't know if it's a mockery.
I didn't get it in my thing.
No, yeah, it's really cute. It's really cute.
Perception. Yeah, it sounds cute. Perception, 12.
Like the head's a little bit bigger than it needs to be, and that's kind of cute.
Okay.
Ugh.
You
a
notice
pop.
that Eva
Super
and
chibi.
Rezik are up
Yeah.
to something, Trust. From where you're at, because Cornelia was kind of on the other side of the cart, we'll say. Cornelia was a little bit separated. You notice they're up to something. Now, it's up to you whether you want to get up off of your bed and go check on what they're doing, or if you just want to conk out.
No, I'm gonna assume Rezik's like trying to lecture her on something boring and not go over there.
That's fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. Are you done, Bobby, or you have more?
Yeah. I'm just gonna
Okay.
just gonna keep just all night. I'm gonna keep working with Eva, just doing that. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to just like, I don't know. Actually, I might need to like be with Rezik to do this. So maybe I do go over there
Okay.
because you have charm person,
Shit.
right?
Yep.
I want to like, my brain was like, what if Rezik could like charm my Lutalele with charm person, or like help me? Like that's what I'm thinking. But
You contemplate that.
everything going on, I'll do it another night. Like
In your head, you go back and forth as you stomp around, smashing things. Steam comes out of your head. Whether or not you should.
And the camera pans from Trust doing that to the tiny version of Trust doing the same thing.
Yeah. You guys fall asleep, and you guys sleep maybe for the first time in a deep slumber. Especially Pup, where you feel safe, you feel protected, you don't feel like anything's after you or gonna just pop out of the woods and murder you. You reflect a little bit on those giant 50 to 70 foot creatures that were trying to stomp around and shooting beams out of their eyes at Cornelia and the 5. Daye's and his whole kingdom of undead. Hordes and hordes of them walking around like herds of cattle. Luthen just going so mad, so far that he lost maybe sight of his goal or his humanity. And now Dresden secure under your protection almost. Back to a hopeful, positive self with an optimistic viewpoint. It's been a strange couple weeks for you, and all that kind of fades off into the back of your mind, and you guys can let it go for a night. And the morning comes, and when you guys wake up, Razma is already packing his stuff. Zakesta doing the same, getting their bedrolls up. They seem like early risers. And Agra
is there
still
any
just sitting-
water nearby?
Well, you had just crossed that river a while
Yeah.
back, but you guys had marched a little ways past that now.
Got it.
Not too far, though. Maybe only like 15, 20 minutes away.
No,
need to run
yeah.
back
I was
and
just
get
thinking
some.
of like washing up some, but not if it's that far. We'll just
I mean,
keep an eye out on our way.
it's really only like 10 minutes, so you could easily just walk over and wash. if you
Okay, I'm
needed
gonna
to.
do that.
Especially if you had, Thunderwave carry you over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Especially since even though we all smell the same, apparently I'm the only one getting shit for it.
Well, you're the only one that looks good, so it's
Yeah.
Not it only lasts an hour. My charm spell.
You're probably also one of the only ones that normally does smell good. So it's like the most off-putting because you normally smell good, whereas
people expect it from us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Rezik I'm sure also smells good, but yeah, Pup and Dresden, I'm sure y'all are smelly.
I mean,
Yeah.
now that we're in the presence of a noble, right? I'm gonna also go over to
A
the
noble.
I'm gonna join
All
and
right,
just kind of walk up a little bit too.
wait.
Feel a little bit of a
Roll
under
me
the
a
armpits.
perception check. Trust.
Oh,
Oh. Ooh, 6.
So you're washing up in this river, and all of a sudden you start
Oh,
hearing
no.
splashing, and Rezik's over there down the stream, just kind of washing himself as well.
Okay. That's nice.
The full
I don't know
Monty
what your you know, your drill is. If you're just bathing in the river, or you're
Are we
just
still doing
you're just
phrasing?
batting yourself.
I'm assuming we have some sort of underclothes. I'm not clear on the fashion of this realm.
You might have some, yeah. You
But,
especially would have a little bit more decorum to your
I have layers.
dress wear, I think. Yeah, more than.
I'm washing the most smelliest layer at the
Okay, so
closest
you're not
to me.
just
Yeah,
like
and
bathing nude
I'm
in the river.
No.
I'm an honorable man. I'm gonna turn around. I'm not gonna just stare at Trust while they're bathing. I'm gonna look the other way and give them their space.
You know,
And
I'm
as
gonna
you're doing
just
that-
sort of, like push Pup off of me. Just
Now
like,
you both
on the
really
couch.
smell.
Yeah. If I hear anyone splashing, I'm like, yes. Just crawl over to the water.
Long crawl. Okay. You
Yeah.
crawl back to the river.
Hear that? I can barely hear that, and I got really good hearing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like it's
a
maybe
gift.
10 minutes away. I don't know how you heard that.
It's a gift. It's a gift. I'm just crawling away. It's a gift.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
There's an internal
Oh.
douser, and he's like, "The water is that way." There it is. And you guys all kind of show up eventually.
Yeah, Pup will go too.
Just bathe and just wash out my clothes. I have no qualms about just full manching next to Rez too. Hey, bud.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah.
It's not the first time you've seen it. You always say that.
I do.
Are there trees?
There are trees, yeah. Not.
Taking a poop?
There are some trees, yeah, overhanging.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna climb one, throw my clothes in, and then cannonball in.
Oh,
Naked.
God.
Okay,
Well,
this
naked.
Roll for depth.
Roll me a yeah. It was only like
forgot my dice.
6 to 8 feet
my God.
tall at the deep at the deepest parts. So give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, I forgot that actually I could do this here. Rolling online.
Nice.
Survey says.
Oh. I think the survey said nat 20 for a 25. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Damn.
Glowing bee.
Wow.
Right, what is your intention with this cannonball? Is that just to jump in and make the biggest splash possible?
Yeah. And just like
Okay.
get everyone wet.
Oh,
None of you see it
Just
coming.
like splash
There's this
everyone.
Cannonball hits the middle of you, and you guys are a distance apart, and both of you feel the splash just hit on either side. And it's
Yeah.
Pup.
And we don't
Jumps
know
out
it's
of the
Pup,
water.
or we do know it's Pup.
I mean, you know it's Pup, but not
Oh,
till
okay.
like maybe 2 or 3 seconds after it happens.
Okay, I'm just laughing.
Morning.
I'm just laughing.
I
Morning,
I
Pup.
shit myself, but it's okay. 'Cause I'm not
Morning.
wearing pants.
Oh, morning, average pup. Oh,
And luckily, Dresden is downstream of everything else.
Start
Yeah.
helicoptering.
Ooh, big
Oh, God.
fellas.
Good God.
it's getting me wet. Stop.
Are we still doing phrasing?
All right, so I think I'm clean. I'm clean enough. I'm gonna like just leave,
Not a sex cult.
but I feel dirty.
All right.
Red's
you guys
the only
wash
man
up.
that can go bathe and end up
I'm
feeling
just like not
dirtier
aware
when
of
he leaves.
any of that.
Yeah, you guys go and wash up as Pup like runs around helicoptering and
Diving.
as Pup runs around
Backstroke.
up and down. Thunderwave just kind of follows you around, Pup, wherever you go, just running after
Perfect.
you.
Oh,
Okay, so
the river.
Thunderwave's
Around
getting
the
a little
Thunderwave.
clean. I'm gonna like try and scrub at Thunderwave while he does that a
And
little
every
bit.
time you do, Thunderwave jumps back like. "Arrgh." But then every time you splash, Thunderwave tries to like eat the water. It's like
Oh my god, that's so cute.
jumping and just trying to grab all the bits of water out of the air.
Just thunderwave the dirt off him.
nice.
I'll Thunderwave you.
It'll probably kill me. Go for it.
Please don't end her suffering. Suffer longer.
Yeah, that's the group, all right. That's the group
and
dynamic.
you guys managed to clean up the water. You guys don't go too far past the water because you know once you cross over, the mist
Yeah.
starts up and it's Daye's realm. So you guys kind of stay on the southern shore of this river, and you guys wash up. It's maybe 20 minutes. The water is cold, but it's very clean here.
Yeah, I gotta buy some
Not bad.
soap. Like halfway through scrubbing myself, I'm like, I need to buy some soap.
Actually, we should have some soap. I don't know if you ever used it, but it's from the went to that bathhouse in the very beginning of the campaign,
yeah.
and we got those soaps.
Did you guys steal soap from that bathhouse?
Yeah, you grabbed one too.
Did I?
Yeah, I think
A long
so.
time ago.
I don't have it written down. I must have given it to an orphan or something.
All right.
Here, kid.
That sounds very unlike you.
Yeah, I was just
right.
gonna say.
You gave it to Bork.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
It's probably still on the ship. It's a prized possession.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys dry off. It's pretty warm today, so you have no problem kind of drying off in a couple of minutes.
Nice.
Cool.
All right,
And,
shall we go?
You notice that, despite you guys are all so used to each other, but just the act of cleaning and being clean just feels so much better. Just the
Yeah.
and from your
Shocking.
mental state, you guys have been through a lot, and it was very taxing, and this helped maybe more than you would have thought.
Huh, that's nice.
And
Yeah.
you gotta go back to camp, and Razma has already hitched the unnamed mule to your couch transport
This is
system.
great. You're a handy guy.
Yeah, thanks.
You mind being an extra bit handy? As I start putting my armor on, I just sort of impose on him.
You're gonna wear that walking all the way through this forest?
Well, it's either that or carry it.
You could put it in the cart.
I'm used to it.
Okay.
All right.
Gonna get with it.
Interesting. I've and he looks actually a little bit. He's not good at it. He's like, I've never been on this side of the armor process, as he starts
Right.
strapping it on. But
Oh.
good to learn, huh?
I guess. Thank you.
And you guys notice Igrir is still kind of like head down, and every once in a while he kind of opens an eye, looks around, and just goes back to sleeping.
Smart guy.
And eventually, you get your armor on, everyone's set. He gets roused, and he just slowly gets up, and just starts walking next to the mule. And it's hard to tell. You're like, if you attached Igrir to this cart,
Well,
you'd probably do
just
just as good of a
thinking
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And
Mule
Zakesta,
break.
well, keeping to herself, definitely has a very sharp eye. You can tell that she's very perceptive, and she's kind of a no-nonsense person, but she does a good job of keeping her eye out for any potential threats and dangers. Almost maybe too much. You guys think she's maybe overreacting, but as you walk through the woods, she keeps a stern eye out in front, almost as a scout. And she's dressed in very thin, almost golden plate armor. Just thin plates, like a breastplate, kind of thin, but it looks light, and she's very quick.
Does it look like it would even stop anything?
From your estimation, probably maybe like glancing blows and slashes. But this metal also looks very fine, and this breastplate has been ordained and master crafted.
Fancy. Wait, I'm fancy too. I'm polished my shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mental
and
note. Clean
you,
armor.
yeah. You kind of try and walk next to her, look at her, and start wailing as you're walking around.
Yeah,
Just-
I take like a dirty rag and I'm like, "Ugh."
yeah.
It doesn't usually look like this. I was in a
Ooh.
pool.
Yeah.
She
I'll
takes
get the
one look
hard to
at
reach
you.
places for you. Don't worry.
She takes one look at
Thanks,
you,
bud.
and she snaps her fingers and prestidigitation. Her armor just starts to shine and glow, and then she walks ahead just a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh
That's
yeah, meet your match, Dresden.
that's cool.
Try
I'll be
staying
presto.
celibate now.
It's an oath, apparently.
You guys walk for the better part of a day when you start to hear sounds, a very familiar sound, and it's the sound of voices and chatter as you start to come upon this small little farm town on a hill. And this hill, as you rise atop, looks down, and you can see all of Caravella Town a few miles off. Those big, huge walls and the giant dockside, which looks like it's been almost completely repaired from the attack that hoaxes.
Confirmed hoaxes.
Wrought upon.
No?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Did you just put air quotes on?
Yeah, confirmed.
That's the opposite of confirmed.
Bless you.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy.
Thank you.
Yes, for all
You
intents
could-
and purposes.
Would you kindly stop gaslighting?
You talk over with with Razma, and you guys start putting pieces of things you've heard together, and it sounds pretty conclusive that the being you saw and met up with in the pit and that flew over here and blew up all of the dockside.
Yeah.
There's no way it couldn't be hoaxes.
Okay.
No way. No way, no how. He's coming to get
He
you
was
right
pretty
now.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way. It could. All right, we're doing this. I'm just kidding. All right.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and you guys make it back to town, and as you're entering town, you see the captain of the East Gate look at Razma, and you guys remember you were questioned when you entered, right?
Weren't we always in disguise, though?
We were in disguise though the whole
No,
time.
no. But he looks to Razma, nods, and just waves you through.
Oh,
No questions.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
no.
Nothing suspicious at all. That big couch just kind of coming out of the forest, it's as if it's this great treasure. You have a nobleman, a highborn nobleman, and two of his pristine guards in these beautiful outfits, Dresden in this immaculate full plate armor, which is worth more than most people make in 10 years. And you come walking out of the forest with this cart and this couch, just a couch on its back, as you walk victoriously back into Caravella Town.
Worth it.
As we pass the guard, I'll just sort of like, I'll raise my visor or whatever and like throw my thumb over at the couch and just wink at him like, we got it kind of thing.
And the guards kind of,
You wouldn't believe what it took to kill it.
wow.
Oh my god.
Yes, quite an amazing kill. Sir.
I just keep walking.
Yeah. He's dumbfounded. Like, he really wanted to give you the response that was proper in that situation.
Right.
You could see in his head, like, I know social decorum, and I did not understand what to do in this situation.
That is perfect.
And you get a little kick out of that. As you guys walk in, and you guys know that the Southern District had all those big, huge mansions. And when Razma takes a veer to the left into those gaudy, huge estates,
I like
Like-
look back at everyone. I'm like, hey.
you guys are kind of like, I'm not surprised, right? It's not surprising to you. You guys can think back all the way back to when you first met him on the beach. He was riding with men in armor, and he had a carriage that was
Oh
immaculate.
yeah, he's a
Ordained
noble.
It was made in ways that were unnecessarily gaudy, right? But you kind of have to show off your station every once in a while, depending on what you're doing, and he did. And you guys wind down this very nice cobblestone walkway, and you kind of come around this big well that looks like a private well, and you start to notice there's Eden Bow guards kind of walking around in these uniforms, and you stop at this big, like 4-story estate, massive place, and so your cart kind of comes rumbling up, and the couch not out of place here, the cart and the mule very out of place, and as you guys kind of stumble in,
Are there any Are there any servants around?
Well, as you walk up, a door opens and a few servants come out. Ah, Master Edenbow, welcome home. And they start to undo his armor and his coat, and they take his just a lot of his stuff. You notice like they kind of just like de-dress him into like a t-shirt and trousers, and he kind of walks in. He just like drops his bag onto the ground. Somebody comes and picks it up, and all of his stuff, including his belt with his like he has this very nice rapier attached to it. He hands it off, and after they're done attending to him, you notice they go straight to Zakesta, and she, very in the same fashion, just kind of hands all of her stuff. It's like they come, they grab everything, and then they're just gone. It's almost like an Iron Man situation where
I'm gonna try.
I also want to try.
Roll me a charisma check, a performance.
Oh no!
Almost.
Oh no! With disadvantage, of course. Oh, wait.
Wait.
Yeah. No, still disadvantage.
Wait.
Still disadvantage. Performance, you say?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the smell. So that's a -1. So that's a 3.
3. So you guys notice Dresden kind of takes Zakesta's spot as she enters the mansion. He walks up, holds his arms out. And you see a bunch of serving girls and a young boy kind of look for a second, like they look around. They totally notice you, and you're just standing there. You're like, ooh, like sweating bullets. Like, is this gonna happen? And Razma pops his head out. Oh yes, Finley, take care of Dresden. And Finley's like, ah, yes. And they walk over, and then they start removing your gauntlets and your
Just
helmet.
super awkward. Just
And with
like,
great care, they de-Iron Man you from your suit.
Yes.
And
See, I want her to do a similar thing, but where I have 2 jars of non-poisonous jam. Just,
okay. She holds up the jam, and a young woman comes up to you. Would you like me to take this?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. And she takes them. We'll put it in your accommodations. And she walks in. And a
we're
couple
supposed to do
servants
that,
come
right?
out and they have like these cloths, these nice silken cloths that are moist, and they hand one to each of you, just to freshen up.
Just kind of hold it, like, and look around. Like, what is
And
everyone
each of you
else
has a
doing?
servant that's just standing there waiting to take your cloth, patiently.
This is like.
Oh, yes.
And
we
the
washed
one
up
that
this
comes up to
morning,
you,
but yes.
the one that comes up to you, Pup, is like looking at you.
Wait. Hey, Pup.
I usually drink water out of like a cup or a bowl. Is this normal?
Would you like me to fetch you some water?
Isn't there water in this?
Yes, but that is a towelette for cleaning your face and washing the dirt of the day from your brow.
I just very specifically my eyebrows.
Very
I
good.
continue to chew on it.
Ah. Well, we'll let you hold on to that. Yes?
It's a present?
It is now.
I just hug him.
Okay.
Thank you so much, I love it!
Oh,
No one ever gives me presents!
well, you're very welcome. You can thank the Edenbow residents. This is all theirs.
Thank you, house!
All right, well,
Indeed.
please, follow us. And they start
I
to
want
lead you.
arm in arm.
Okay, yeah. And
The servant.
she lets you, yeah. And you link arms, and you start walking around, and she leads you up a big, huge. You guys are coming in the back entrance. It's not the. It's not really this grand entryway as you walk up, but there's a. Oh, there's a staircase off to the side, and you guys walk up this big staircase. Now this place is like just filled to the brim with paintings and rugs and these lavish looking furnitures and such. And you guys go up one flight of stairs and back, and you see this huge room with like a fireplace on the second floor, and you see all kinds of different like lounging rooms and such. It seems like it's like a greeting set of greeting rooms, and you guys head up again to the third floor, and there's this big long hallway with these rooms off to the sides, and there's maybe 15 rooms down each side of these big hallway. And she leads you around, Pup in front, locked arm in arm, and she leads you in and starts opening each door, showing each of you, these will be your rooms. And each one of you opens up a room with a desk and a bed, a closet, a chest, a big bed, almost like what we would call a full-size bed today, but a large bed with what looks like feathery sheets, just these very, very big-looking heavy sheets. And she walks each of you, and as you're walking through, you hear a familiar sound as this little boy with a mask on and board shorts jumps out into the hallway. YTT! YTT! And runs over and just jumps on Cornelia's shoulders and then just starts dancing on the back of her shoulders as they go walking off down the hallway, just gliding a little bit as a rush of wind just kind of runs through the hallway.
Aw.
And each of you basically has your own room down this hallway.
Before that person leaves, I just want to be like, oh, excuse me, Miss, is there a library in here? Is there like a study or a library?
Yes. We can show you to the library after you set down your things and gotten settled.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, thank you.
And we'll get you some new clothes for all of you. We'll
So
have
is
them
this
sent to
room-
you.
Thanks.
Are these rooms just for us alone?
Yes, each of you has your own personal room.
What's your name?
I'm Finley.
Finley? You want to have a sleepover? 'Cause I don't want a room by myself.
Well, I stay in the servants' quarters. But, maybe you can sleep in one of their rooms? And she looks to you
maybe
guys
we could be friends.
expectantly.
Yeah, you can sleep in my room, Pop.
Okay, cool. Can I put my bed in your bed and we could jump back and forth from bed to bed?
I don't care, but it's up to the people here.
Can we do that?
And he looks at you. Yes, I'll have someone move your bed.
I can do it.
Oh no!
Oh,
no,
Pop,
no.
let them do it.
The,
They can do it. It's okay.
Well,
we
Oh,
will.
but
good at
I
it.
want to do it.
It
They don't
makes
do
them
for
happy,
me.
Pump. It makes them happy.
That makes you happy moving beds?
Yes.
I just
Well,
emphatically
just
nod at them.
The furniture. Yes, it does. Brings us great joy.
That's so crazy. What else do you like to do?
Well, whatever you need me to do, it is my job.
Wait. So whatever I need you to do makes me happy?
I do believe some of your things are downstairs. I must grab your things out of the... Oh dear. These beds are very expensive, you know.
Run. Just go.
Pup's gonna keep going until someone stops them.
Are you pulling her into the room to jump on the bed?
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, do you have business downstairs, right? That's good. Hey, there's a couch
Yes.
on the cart that needs cleaning.
Oh,
Come on, Pop, let's go! And I run into the.
We will clean your furniture immediately.
Sorry.
Oh,
Consider
if
taking
Puff's
care.
gone, I'm like, yeah, don't even worry about that. Also, don't indulge that one. You'll never survive. Okay,
It's
take that
very,
to heart. Spread the word.
Contrary to my training, but
Yeah,
take
I know.
the note.
Yeah.
And
Tell everyone.
I'm surprised they survived Taika. That's a handful already, right there.
Right?
But yes, thank you so much, Finley. This is very this is amazing. Thank you so much for showing us our rooms. This is incredible.
and Finley kind of and smiles and walks down. And Rezik, you feel a hand on your shoulder. A soft hand touches your shoulder, and you hear in your head, "Ah, hello, Rezik. You're back." And you turn around and you see
Oh!
Karate standing in this very
My bestie.
nice, silking, flowing blue gown.
Oh,
It's like a very loose fitting gown, but it flows and it's very stylish. It looks maybe a little out of sorts on her, just for the sake that you've never seen her with kind of, your culture's fashion. She looks almost mixed, like she fits in here, which is strange considering.
wow. Well, it seems that noble life suits you, Erica. How are you? As I try to just kind of get a little bit straightened up. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much. I'm so relieved that you're all safe. You know,
Well, I think we're all relieved to see
Fitz
you.
has had us out looking for you for weeks now.
oh
After
my,
you didn't
yes.
return, we came in port. Almost
Yes.
immediately after the Edenbaus arrived.
Oh,
And since he's
well,
been searching for you.
Well, we're terribly sorry. We had to kind of make a run for it when hoaxes attacked the ship and everything. But I'm sure we'd just love to see you. Trust, Pup, Erica is here. Just 1 second, they're jumping on beds.
And a big
I just
grim.
leap out the door.
Yeah, I want to run out too and hug
Both of you
her.
grab her, and she gives you like a big, strong hug. Both of you, it is so good to see you. You must tell me about your adventures.
We will. We missed you.
In good time. In good time. And you hear after the other room just like,
I'm sure Cornelia's
Then-
getting an earful.
Dresden. You also feel a hand touch you on the shoulder. And you
I'm
turn
so afraid
around,
to turn.
and there's just this short, stocky man who, though he's clean, just looks
Oh,
a little
no.
dirty. And he's looking up at you. Oi, you made it back, huh? Good for you.
Hey, thanks.
He's slug.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Oh, just no, you forgot me. You know.
No, I'm not. No, I couldn't forget
Yeah,
you
not
that
many
easily.
people forget me.
Yeah.
He was just
reason.
distracted by how well you look. You look so well groomed, Slug. How are you? It's good to see you as well.
You know, I've
For
been
sure.
good. I've been good. Been
Yeah, good.
talking with Razma here about maybe making some renovations on Galeroy's ship.
Well, I think mainly you should probably talk to Kelwise about that.
Yeah, well. I'll do that. And he turns and looks at Kelwise, who's Kelwise.
Wait, really?
Maybe Kelwise has this look of maybe fright on his face, knowing that Slug was making any decisions pertaining to his ship whatsoever.
It's like
And,
making any decisions. Period is
Period.
called for.
And Slug's like, well, I only just started the renovations. Just trying to make beer. Well, trying to get in front of it. Make decisions beforehand that you would have made. It's called being proactive. Read it in a book once. And you see you see Kelwise just kind of eyes.
You hear that? Slug
happy.
can read.
And Kelwise kind of just motions to Slug immediately, and they run off down the stairs and off towards the ship to
huddle up.
see. Yeah, to see what has been done to his ship.
a hole in the bottom of it so you can see the fishes.
Oh, thanks,
That's
Slug.
so good.
That was really, really nice of you.
Yeah,
Take you
Uh,
to where the fishes are, huh?
yeah. maybe 30 minutes later, a tailor comes up with a bunch of cloth and fabrics to make you guys a set of clothing
Okay.
for
From
tonight.
scratch.
Yes. And
Cool.
it's weird. And Pup, this is
Just
probably
stand
like real weird for you, as someone starts holding your arms up and then putting
Are
fabric.
you gonna tickle me?
No, making you some clothes. Hold your hands up and still, please, still.
I made my clothes.
Have
You can make clothes too?
Yeah. What is happening?
Yeah.
Kind of looks at
It's
you
his
three.
job. It's his job, pup. That's just all. It's all he does.
Your job is to make clothes?
Could be your job.
You can do that? Because I make my own clothes, so I could have a job?
Oh wow. And
I mean, if
then
you like it that
Pup
much.
Well,
is
you
a
need to
full
find
capitalist.
like you need to find someone who will want to buy them from you. But yeah, you could.
We'll worry about that in the future, right?
Yeah, that's not a now thing. That's
not a today problem, but think on it, pup. Make a wish upon it. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, have
And,
we seen any like cuts of
Thinking.
clothing like outside of capital city that were like cool? You know what I mean? Like, have we seen anything that's sort of like a little more
There
far
was-
flung, but like
There was a
sweet?
lot of interesting fashion in Oddgarod. I wouldn't necessarily call it, to your eye, being in capital city,
Odd
especially
fashion.
being in the military. You I'm assuming like things are like nice, but like maybe a little bit more utility, but clean cut and good order. You
Just
know,
cargo pants to the
Ugh,
horizon.
no one should wear cargo pants.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. I don't know how those lasted for so long.
Oh
they
my
were
god,
useless.
people still wear them. Why? Anyway.
I like the pockets, but not worth it,
Well,
man.
you
pockets.
need those
It's
pockets.
very functional.
You need those pockets.
Yeah, but in like
now wear
in the early-
joggers with
things.
in the
them.
early 2000s, the pockets were like at the side of your knee. Like it was totally useless.
Yeah, if you
like
put
if you
something
tried
in
to
there,
put something in there and walk, it was just like,
whack
ow.
against your knee.
Oh God.
Yeah. You saw some here in Caravella Town.
Okay.
It seems very popular for men to be wearing what looks like, without the coat, like a military type uniform almost, but like fashioned, but very, very tight fitting tops, and then these like almost baggy style trousers that come out.
Hammer pants.
Yeah, kind of.
I
yeah.
guess so, like harem though. More so. like
Harem?
pants.
Aladdin pants.
Aladdin
Yeah, yeah.
pants.
Yeah,
Similar. Yeah. But these very, very tight fitting, like that kind of shows all the lines of like your arms and such. And then they're very into the 3/4 sleeves.
Okay, I can get on with that. Can you give me that up top, but still business down below?
And he thinks for a second.
I'm not,
Yes.
I don't need to be able to move that much. Is all
I
I'm
can see
saying.
Yes. And he starts
Little worried.
making you. And this guy's gonna make a multi-tiered gown for you. It seems like he measures you for a shirt, and then he measures you for some like a kind of vest, and then he measures you for like a slip that goes on over that a little bit, and like all of it 3/4 sleeves. You see, he's cutting it. It's like a very interesting cut, and then at the bottom, he gives you something that it tapers. It's like almost low rise chinos in a weird way of that
I'm
same
there.
nice material.
I'm there, man. Yeah.
It's business.
Okay.
Business
Fuck it, cool.
chinos. All right. Yep.
As if chinos weren't like already like pretty much business.
Yeah. No, but these are business.
chino.
But they're like chinos, but with like with the hem that's been like soldered in there. Yeah.
Nice. The pleats.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else requests as he starts making clothes?
Riz, this guy seems to know his business.
I want a pantsuit situation. I don't want a dress.
Done.
Great.
One word.
I want something that I could still climb a tree in.
You want some cargo shorts?
I would rather die.
I'll got something for you. Yeah.
You got like something with like straps. With like a pocket that I could put snacks in.
I think you're describing overalls, pup.
I am.
Is that, can you do that?
Let's see what I can do.
And then, what if I didn't have shoes? And like really cool like wraps instead. I don't like
Yeah.
wearing shoes.
You talk to Pablo about that.
They cannot wear shoes because it makes them fall down.
But I cannot wear shoes because when I do, I fall down.
They make me fall down.
They make me fall down.
I did
I
not
love that
understand
movie.
this.
What is happening? I don't know either.
If you don't know that reference, watch the Birdcage. Thank
Yeah.
me later.
The best movie maybe that's ever been made
so
in the
good.
world.
I don't know. Have you seen the new Ghostbusters? It's really... Anyway,
And then do you have like gloves? With no fingers.
What would be the purpose of these?
Cause they look cool.
Just overalls and fingerless gloves, going full like 1940s train hopping hobo. I like it.
And he kind of like looks outside, and he waves you over to the window.
Fucking handkerchief.
me?
And yeah. And he points down, and there's someone tending to the plants outside and the flowers, and they're in overalls with these white gloves. Is this what you're asking me to make?
Yes.
But he kind of just, "Ugh, I will have clothes sent up to you," and walks off. Just like, no.
But you
no,
can
no,
make
no.
it like the fancy version. I thought you were good at your job.
Yes, I am good at my job. That's why I will not.
Then make
these.
it like that, but fancy.
Yeah, just a little bit of a little finesse to it, right? Like add some.
You can put some like lining on it, some
Yeah,
like embroidery. Can you put a tree on the
Oh.
pocket?
That sounds fun. Yeah, right.
I do not do embroidery.
I thought you. I can
Make
do
me
it.
Clothes. I will
Okay, I'll
do
do
it.
it.
get you clothes.
We could do
and
it.
You can
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
put on a tree. Kind of looks one more time like, I don't. I just. A little part of him dies as he walks out of the room,
Business
Oh wait.
Junos.
and he goes over to your
Uh,
room, Rezik.
Oh, hi. Yes. So just anything. Just anything we would want.
Anything. I will make you look fantastic. And he starts measuring you out.
Okay. I have ideas, friend.
Can I pop in when I hear that and be like, oh, can there be flames? Can I get like some flames situation? Okay, bye.
You know,
Do it for you.
but I'll just describe like I kind of like want like if they're cool with it, if it's anything, I would love to have some nice new wizards robes that are more of like they're long and it would have like kind of like a starry kind of look to the fabric, and then you know if I could the sleeves like under the sleeve there'd be like kind of this like mesh like a silk kind of material that we could connect it to the sleeve and the actual robe right here. That would, when I lift my arm, it would kind of look almost like almost like a butterfly wing when I raise my arm. So, and it would kind of have that kind of butterfly look to the color of it, the colorization of it. That's basically it though. But just kind of just nice, maybe like a silver trim to it. But I don't know if they are down for all of that work. But that's what I would love.
I heard Rezik saying all of that like in character. He's just talking at this man. He's like, and
Yeah.
then this and then that.
Yeah,
You could do,
I have like
and then
drawings and sketches. Yeah.
This poor guy was like, okay, I gotta make some fucking country bumpkins, some shirts.
Yeah.
And we're all like, yeah.
And he kind of looks at you for a little while. This I can do. And he measures you out a little bit and walks off.
All right.
And as you guys are sitting there,
This is gonna be
a
good.
servant comes up with a plate of basically a whole board of charcuterie with like
Charcuterie
figs
board!
and
Let's
dates
go!
and little pieces of
Charcuterie!
cheese and some refreshments, some wine, and offers each of you. And you guys notice each of you has a board brought to your room. A whole board to
I'm just gonna
yourself.
start. I'm just gonna start walking around, and just like, is it a wooden board?
Yes.
I just want to cut a little slot out of it so I can rest my wine cup in it, and I'm just gonna walk around and run. Hey, how's it going?
All right. Yeah, you whittle a little wine glass slot for the board.
Yeah.
My God, I thought I was comfortable last night. This is incredible.
Alright.
My gosh, how are you all doing? Are your rooms to your liking? This is. Do you need anything?
This is exactly what I would do if I was trying to lull someone into like a state of complacency and then murder them in their sleep. You know.
It's working. I mean, honestly.
But take me, right?
Catch! I start throwing grapes at them.
Wow.
At each of them.
Oh.
I try and catch him in my mouth.
Yeah.
All right, all three of you rolled. Whoa,
I'm just trying to avoid.
No, you're supposed to catch it in your mouth.
Or athletics. Acrobatics or athletics?
More athletics.
Pup, roll 3.
15!
Dexterity.
Double 15.
3 dex rolls.
Alright,
Yeah.
I got a 9.
Gunk.
There's
15
it
and
bouncing
9.
off your head.
It rolls so slow.
Okay, going around the horn.
See, my first one is a 21.
21. You pop one over to Dresden and just nabs it out of the air. Next goes to Trust.
My
Cheers with my
second
board.
one is a natural 1.
Oh.
Thank
So,
you,
got a
baby
Trust,
man.
You open your mouth,
Which is
you
a
get in a
4.
good position, and Pup goes to throw it, and it just
Please get it stuck on my horn.
squishes. It gets squished in her hand, or in their hand when it throws, and it just kind of comes at you like a smushed glob. And you still
Like when
catch
you
it. You
used
still
to
catch it in
perform.
your mouth, but like it's a little bit. It's not a great.
Chuck a grape at your head.
But before that, Pup throws a third grape,
Third one. It's a 10.
a 10, and ha ha ha, and like so many dogs of Instagram, the grape goes and just keeps on going.
Wonderful.
Ugh. Okay,
Yeah.
well, this is a lot of fun.
Should
Yeah,
we
do
go
we-
find our
I'm gonna go look for that library, see if I can learn Gnomish.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know Gnomish. Oh, I can't read. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna wander around the place, see if I can't find an armor or someone who's taking care of that armor.
I'll join Trust.
Okay.
course.
And you guys, as you're doing that, people start bringing all of your stuff up into your rooms, just placing it. And it seems like they remembered pretty well whose stuff went to who. Like, they do a good job of just walking. They know exactly whose room to put each thing, and so they start putting their stuff there. And your armor has been wrapped in individual little cloths,
Whoa.
and they've brought each piece up to you.
Is it? I'll like open it up. Is it like clean?
It's not necessarily, no, it's not cleaned. They just wrapped it.
Okay. All right. Then I need to go find some like saddle soap and some polish and stuff. And let these fancy fucks fucking.
Okay. You guys go down downstairs one level, and there's like a reception area that seems there's a few couches, nice couches, not quite as nice though as Dresden's couch. Doesn't have that ancient touch to it. These people aren't kings; they're just
Antique.
high level rich people. And you find that there's walls of books all around this area. It's not necessarily a library, but it definitely seems like a reading lounge of sorts. And there's that fireplace that's probably the shaft goes all the way through the house to help warm it. And this fireplace has a little... entryway. It's engineered in a way where the flames kind of go back. The heat comes out, but the flames go up and back out into the chute. And you see Agrir with his giant hands, this tiny little book in his hand, just because his hands are so big. He's just reading a book, and he looks up to you, Trust.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. May I ask a question about the books?
What?
Well, see, I'm hoping to learn Gnomish. I didn't know if there might be any sort of like instructional books, or maybe a book in Common and Gnomish that I might be able to teach myself.
And he just kind of turns away from you.
Do you
Starts
like
reading a book.
books? Do you want to see a really cool book?
Trust is like the orphan at the beginning of every like coming of age thing. Like,
And he kind of closes his book.
Are you my mommy?
You clearly piqued his interest.
Mommy.
I have the book with me because if I found something to translate, I would want the book with me. So I pull out the book I have. Wait, no, I have two. I have the Gnomish Infernal one, and then I have the Soul. I'll pull up the Gnomish Infernal one. And be like, I got this from a really, really cool being. Do you want to look?
He kind of looks at it.
Can I try and spy what he was reading?
Yeah, roll me a perception check. With
I've
advantage.
not been rolling well, so let's see how this goes.
Because he's not trying to hide it or anything.
Oh, cool. 17.
17. You notice he's reading what you know to be a children's book. It's a book that's
knew it.
it's used for people trying to learn how to read. And we're not talking like YA book. This is like a children's.
Like a primary book.
Children's
like
book. Yeah, this is
yeah.
like first grade, kindergarten kind of thing.
Okay. So, okay. In Common, though?
In Common. Yeah.
Okay. Do I know the stories? Do I know the book? Am I, like, familiar?
Yeah, it's called Where the Grass Grows. And it talks about fields and playing in dirt and bees. And it kind of just goes through the story of a young boy who runs through a field, naming all of his favorite things in the field. And
Okay.
he has got a lot of favorite things, as you know.
Mm-hmm. While he's like, I'm handing him my book, I'll be like, that's a really good one. I like it. Do you have a favorite bit?
And he immediately like hides it behind his back. Like, oh shit.
Oh, it's okay.
Hands you your book back and then just walks off into the corner, facing away from you. Pulls his little book out.
I'm sorry.
And you can see a little bit on his face, he's got like a furrowed brow, like, this is hard. It's hard for him.
Yeah,
to get through
don't
this
feel
book.
too bad, Trust. You did your best with that. All right, well, let's look around, and we can't find a book about how to read Gnomish. We can always maybe Cornelia can help you possibly, or find another alternative.
Yeah, she was having a hard time with it yesterday, but I'll start looking around.
And Rezik, Daye, both of you guys give me a perception check.
Sure.
okay.
There's this
8.
8. What'd you get, Rezik?
7.
7. Yeah. There's this big window kind of overlooking that street heading south with all the nice buildings on it, the southern borough, and you guys see a flash. Something flashes out of the window in front of the sun, but by the time you look up, it's already gone.
Even by the time we get to the window to look, it's
by the
gone?
time you look up, you like there's something flashes in front of the sun like that, and then you look up
Okay.
and it's gone already. Pup and Dresden, what are you guys doing right now? You're just oiling your stuff?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna try and pop down to find whoever I mean, if they took the armor off, I'm assuming somebody is in charge of making it look nice.
Okay.
I just want to try and
So
find.
you go
something to
down and
borrow.
you start to ask around, and
I look for the narrow stairs.
every
the
single
servant
person that
stairs.
you ask about that offers to do it for you.
Oh no, it's fine. No, don't worry about it. I just need.
And they kind of look at you. Yeah, they kind of look at you like
little like polish.
And eventually, it's like pulling teeth, but eventually they give it to you. But
Just grab one of them by
like-
the tooth.
yeah, Pup, what are you doing?
I want to see if I can find someone who will show me where nice thread is, or give me nice, like, thread to sew. Because I have the sewing kit, but I want like nice, like different colors.
Okay. Yeah, so you ask around for a bit, and you kind of pop into this side area. There's like this on the first floor, there's like this little workshop area, and you pop in and you see that guy who had been measuring everybody out furiously at work, scraps everywhere. This man is like a completely different person. It's almost like a beast in this room, just
Love it.
cutting stuff, like
Like the night
looking
before
at
a con, you're
all
crunching.
like weird. He's like, yeah, and he just kind of like, and then starts cutting again, all crazy. And he's just got stuff everywhere, threads, fabrics, such, and there's helpers in there trying to help him, and they're like hurrying to set up this like little a dummy, and then he like puts the clothes on, no, and then throws it off, and then they run over and get another dummy. This room is just chaos, and
Cool.
there's thread, there's fabrics, there's stuff like that. You could probably just nab a bunch, and no one would even know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then if I could like grab like a scrap of fabric, I want to practice making the tree.
Okay.
I basically kind of want to practice embroidery, so I could just like start making cute stuff for everyone, just in general.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was made of my own clothes anyway growing up, so I figured I have like some background in this.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay.
I think that's maybe the closest, or dexterity check. Maybe just a dexterity check, not a sleight of hand.
Dexterity.
It'd be the same either way. For me. Let's see. Come on, TTP.
Oh, it looked good
No,
and then looked
it was
bad.
bad. No, it was bad, and then it got good.
Oh, okay.
15 plus 3 is 121, baby.
21. You think about the trees of the Pottsonshire Forest that you grew up in. You grew up basically, literally in some of those trees, sleeping in them, hanging from them, jumping from tree to tree, climbing them all the time. And, yes?
I was gonna do the tree in my box.
And you're like, nah, those are too easy. I'm going to do this ever-changing tree. And you make the tree in your box, and each corner of the tree is a different season that it cycles through.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And you embroider it, and it looks recognizable, surprisingly, to some. Not me, but to some.
Yeah.
It looks nice, and you've done a pretty good job on this sheet of fabric.
Cool. And then just with I wanted to grab like a bunch of threads so I could just like keep it for later.
Okay, yeah.
So,
grab a bunch
And
of
then
thread.
after that, I just want to like start seeing if I could draw, I don't know, like horns with like little flames coming out of them, and like a sad suit of armor.
You want to draw these things, or you want to embroider them?
Embroider.
Okay. Yeah, so you sit and you start embroidering. You're on the first floor. Roll me a perception check. This place has windows, too.
Perception.
Mhm.
I really should go grab my dice. It takes forever to roll. But I grab my dice. I hate D&D Beyond dice. I got a 1, which is a 3.
Yeah. Again, something flashes by this window up top. You don't really see what it is. Blurts out the sun. Gone.
Digital Bobby dies.
Yeah. And as it's happening, you guys are all hanging out. Pup, you notice
how close this was. I'm stupid.
he starts to well, that's perfect because he finishes most of the clothing right before your eyes. Master. It's incredible how well he does and how fast he works. But he finishes all these clothes. He walks up and he sees you for the first time in his little workshop.
I was practicing my embroidering.
It's going good.
Thank you.
Surprised.
You're so good. You did that
More
so
talented.
fast. You were like, go, 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 and stuff was flying everywhere. I could barely even see what you were doing. You're incredible.
Yes, well, I've tried many years to do this. And he goes, and this pair of overalls come out. Now, these overalls are like slimming, but they also move really well in the legs and the hips. And these overalls also have this big flourishing. Now, there's this little piece in the back that comes up, and it's like
Brilliant.
bedazzled. And it's like this lacy, almost like Victorian-looking outer
Oh my god.
mantle. It's strange, and it almost comes down, flowing like a small mini, like almost like a scarf, down this back.
This is fascinating.
Yes, and it also comes with like a shirt underneath that's maybe a little tighter than you're used to, but it because the dimensions are done well, the shirt moves. But it's just more of like a plain, nice white shirt with a button up in the front.
It's a European fit.
Yeah, and Dresden, your chinos and tight-fitting wear. Now, everything here is that 3/4. It's almost like a nice cardigan that's open with a vest and then a shirt underneath, and your shoulders kind of have that big bald bulge on the sides. It almost accents the different musculatures of your
Check to
your
see
arm.
if there's like shoulder pads in there.
And there's just a little bit of padding in all the right spots.
Oh, it's nice. These guys
Yeah.
get me. Okay.
Yeah, and it's very, very slimming looking in your midsection.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Super duper.
Rezik, he
I'll
comes
change into
back.
an art.
He comes back with this beautiful robe, and it's kind of got this light, almost silver embroidery. It's not quite silver though; it's a little bit lighter than that, with this big, colorful blue and yellow fabric that almost swirls around in itself, and it looks very similar to Starscape because it's got something in the material that shines. There's nothing definite. You can't see. There's not like a glitter. You can't see anything that individually shines, but the whole coat itself shines, and it's sleeveless. This big robe is sleeveless, and it has these clamps in the front, these little buckles down the front side, and then it kind of tapers out at the end, and there's these little slips on the shirt underneath that he gives you that you can slip around
Oh my god.
your middle fingers or your ring fingers, and as you put this shirt on underneath and slip in, this fabric that can clip to your arm also can be held out, and it kind of flows down in that butterfly like so it's a little maybe impractical to be wearing when
No,
you're
I
doing
mean this
anything,
is
but
more than I even
the robe
considered.
itself, very practical and very wearable with just about anything. You could wear it, while traveling or moving great distances.
Wow.
And
And I'm a little shy about the whole sleeveless thing at first, but then I'm like, oh, I've actually been like traveling a lot. I look okay. I look all right. Oh, this is
well, the
pretty,
shirt underneath kind of covers up and then comes out and down. So it's like
Oh,
it's a slip that the shirt fits over your shoulders and then kind of opens up towards the elbow and then hangs down.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
And trust.
Yeah.
Another. You had that orange power suit from Odd Garad, but it was a hand-me-down,
It
so
was.
like you had it tailored a little bit, but it wasn't made for you. This suit, in a very similar fashion, but better in every way. It fits you like a glove. It accents all the parts you want accented with this power suit.
Oh my god, sorry. I fuck. Randomly, like the last static in ears.
Oh no.
Wow.
That's cutting it out now.
That was.
I was like, wow, she really hates the power
Okay.
suit.
I know you were
like
like
in here.
hissing. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no. Oh God. Oh my
This-
freaking ears.
That's horrifying.
and this suit,
It was too powerful.
you notice that the cut is, it's cut in a way, the trim of this suit is wavy just a little bit, and that wave perfectly matches with the horns on your head as they come up. The
Like
suit actually-
scalloped, kind
well,
of.
yeah,
in line
just,
with my.
just a little bit, ever so slightly on
Okay,
like the
okay.
on the outside lines, and so it kind of accentuates it. It makes, when you're wearing it, the horns on your head, to those looking at this, they look natural. Like this suit wouldn't work without the horns.
Nice.
Okay. And you said it's
And-
orange, or it's what color is it?
No, this suit is, it's like it's almost purple. It's like a purplish black, but it's got like a shimmering, almost velvety texture to it.
That's sick.
And as you guys get
Are you a
into
fashion designer, James?
these clothes, yeah, right. As you guys get into these clothes, and you guys kind of all at once just open your doors into the hallway, you guys kind of look at each other for a second, and
Holy shit.
there's a servant out there. You are being summoned for dinner. Yes? Follow me.
Was it a question?
And that's
So
where
I
we're
didn't
gonna take our
find any
break.
books.
That's where we're gonna take our
Yeah,
break.
we
We'll
were
go
trying
over
to
the
find.
books.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about the books.
What was the designer's name, by the way?
I don't think we asked.
You never got it.
Oh, okay. I want to be able to like say what. Yeah, I'm wearing a Finley or
I'm
whatever.
wondering
his name
this.
is.
Finley was the name of that servant.
Yeah.
My best.
We're gonna go on a break.
It's nothing to them. Kitty. Kitty.
I wonder if you could hear her. Anyway, continue.
What's
Kitty.
on the? What's the
Oh,
string?
Yes, give me ASMR purrs. Her little
Oh, there we
Oh.
go.
start swimming.
You guys follow this servant downstairs, and you come around that lounge room, and you had looked at a lot of the books on those shelves. Most of the books were stories, history manuals, a lot of maps, a lot of like accounts about just like trades or explorations and stuff like that. Fascinating and interesting. A lot of some of them were like just diary pages from various different journals and such that have been
Any
found
maps
in
for
areas.
Hoja?
There are some maps of the world, but it seems like the Mirrorlands, which is the continent that they said Hojo was around, that big desert filled by the. Oh my god, just distracted by this cat. Counteracted by something called the Elabrum. The Elabrum is this big area where it just has these jutting, tall peaks, almost like spires that are just cut off at the top. There's like these flat, they're almost like very, very thin plateaus that just shoot up hundreds of feet in the air, and there's thousands of them all just stacked together. It looks like on the
Devil's
map.
Tower.
Yes, similar. And the Mirrorlands is just this two big areas, and it's just this huge desert covered by those two areas. Those two just next to each other, and then mountains on either side. There's not a lot known about those areas. There's a few accounts about how they're very hard to traverse, and there's these incredible windstorms that come through and just scrub that big, huge desert clean, and basically how traveling in this desert, you kind of have to stay ahead of the storm. And Trust, you're kind of reminded when you read this one account of a man who was a sailor who went there and said there was these, he says like a sand skiff with a sail that he sailed through the desert using the winds, trying to
Tell
stay
Liza
ahead of
about
this giant. And you kind of remember you had like a flashback while you were on Wildling Isle. You had
I
this weird
did.
vision about someone with big goggles sailing
Surfing on the
through,
sand.
surfing on the sand, staying ahead, and this kind of sounds similar to that.
My brain does the ding dong connection thing. And I make a note to tell Kelwise later that we're going to have to sail on sand, so he better get a lot of flasks of water. Because can't
Okay.
be useful in the sand.
And you guys passed by the library, and that's basically all you guys kind of found. There wasn't really anything. There was definitely nothing on Gnomish at all. Everything is in common. You guys come into this massive dining area with this long table that probably seats 30 people. Just 12 on either side, one at each head. And yeah, almost 30 people. All right. Almost 30 people. It's a 26-seater. All right. If you really got close, you could fit another 4 chairs in there. Cullen, jeez.
I didn't say a word.
Just
You
roll.
didn't
Just
have
roll. Just like roll real quick. There was definitely also nothing about soul magic in common.
No.
Got it.
Nothing
Just had
in-
to ask.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was good.
Cool.
There's not much about magic itself. There was a lot of
Okay.
religious texts, but nothing. That was the closest you got to like magic.
Got it.
You guys come into this room, and it's got this huge table, this big sturdy table, long with everywhere in this house. You kind of see the phoenix symbol and the crest of the Edenbow house all over the place. And sitting at the top of the table is Razma with Zakesta and Egrir on either side, and you see Slug is on the complete opposite side. And Taika and Erikarati are also sitting closest to Slug, kind of on one side. And as you walk in, they offer you a seat closer to the head of the table. And you see like Taika's like doing a little dance on his chair as you come in. Not really making any noise, just breaking it down in his
Oh my
own way.
God. I copy it on the way in.
Okay. Yeah. And he instantly looks at you and he gets that look on his face. And starts.
Just blood on the dance floor, man. Shit. It's like shacking that cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you guys stick to that side. The rest of you go and take a seat. And immediately when you take a seat, a servant walks up, takes a napkin, places it in your lap. This big, thick.
So it's Slug on one side and Razma on the other.
No, Slug isn't at the butt of the table. He's just like at the last seat before it winds around to the back of the table. Slug is just kind of sitting at the end of the table.
What
Here's the
shape is
table.
this table?
It's a rectangle.
It's a heart.
Right? Rosma's sitting at the head, and then there's Zakester and Egrir, and not at the butt of the table, but around as close as far as you could. Still being on one
As
of the
far
sides.
as you can
But
get
it's
without
about as far as you
without
can get.
beating the beast.
Yeah, and he's
beating
just
the
sitting
beast.
there,
Okay.
and he seems very secure. And then Taika and Erikarati
Yeah,
are
yeah.
somewhere in there as
Yeah,
well.
I'm getting as close to Razma and far from Slug as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. I assume we're sitting next to them.
So you sit down, and as you sit down,
I leave a space in
This,
case Trust wants to really get right hands.
well,
No.
right next to him is Egrir and Zakesta. So when you sit down,
Okay. All right.
you look over, and Zakesta eyes you, looks at your clothes, and it's hard to tell what she's thinking, but she's thinking something definitely.
This
and
is
judging.
this is like the white blonde lady. Like
Yeah, with the
platinum
almost
white
golden
blonde.
eyes. Yeah,
Okay. She human?
she's human. Yeah, both of them are human.
Okay.
Yeah, and before we get deep into this conversation, we're going to be asked some questions. It's been months since we've talked to these people. So just a reminder, they're part of the Dawn Seekers, right? Their whole goal is to try to awaken Elazar, and this is like a secret club that they're in. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's been a long time. Okay.
Yes.
Been
That
a
is a
while.
secret society that
Hello.
should remain secret, at least when talking.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and you sit down and you notice Zakesta is in some high fashion. She is almost like it's like it works and it's also too much that it doesn't work because it's too much. Like almost Lady Gaga level interesting uniform.
Wearing flank steak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You notice Igrir
we look
was
pretty
just
hot,
in,
though, too, so it's all
Igrir is in very plain clothes. Nice, well made and tailored to fit his just gigantic torso, but still just very plain. And
Every
the guy
time you mention him, he just looks like Humpty Dumpty in my brain.
yeah.
Massive fucking Humpty
Yeah.
Dumpty.
And
Like an
Igrir
ostrich.
is already like eating, and he's not. In the first course, apparently, is going to be some sort of soup, but he's just and just puts it down, and someone ever comes and takes it and puts another one in front of him, and just he does like 3 or 4 bowls like this before anyone else even gets it, and it doesn't seem like Razma cares.
Nice.
He seems very comfortable around these two, and he's sitting
Yeah,
at the
well.
front, and he stands when you all enter. Ah. Welcome. Come, please. Sit. We have much to talk about. I hope the accommodations are up to your standards.
Oh, they're wonderful. Thank you, sir.
I mean, above our standards. This is. I mean, look at
Yeah.
this. We look
You know.
incredible.
I've never seen Rezek happier to be in clothes.
That's actually true. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, pup.
I forgot to have mentioned that I did, so that like I would have like sewed that piece of fabric with the thing on this, so I still I have that tree.
Okay, so
on
you have
my-
that little embroidered thing right in your front,
Yeah.
your fronter.
It's really easy to just cut that off.
Fasherals.
Yep,
I don't know.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
my overalls, my
Your
dungarees.
overalls.
Uh,
Yes.
who was? What's the name of the designer, by the way, so I can like kind of pass the word along? This is incredible.
Karoo. We're talking
Karoo,
about
okay.
a clothier.
I'm wearing a karoo. All right. Cool.
Yeah, this is like really good. This is like crazy.
Well, I'm glad you
You
like
look
it.
great, pup.
He
look-
served our family many years.
I could get used to it.
Well,
Do you mind
you're welcome
Excellent
to
stuff.
stay
Really
as
excellent.
long as you need to. But we do need to talk about some things that have happened. Mostly
Yeah.
the fact that
I pull a chair out for Trust. Assuming
Am I
Right.
not?
I didn't think we sat yet. I just figured it's a big chair. You're not very large. Just trying to be nice.
Oh, I thought you were trying to like force me to sit somewhere you wanted me to
and
sit.
you pull
No,
a
I'm
chair
not
and
conniving like
and
you are.
when you pull out a chair
They
chair
stay with
that
their eyes,
you look
just
up
back and forth with their eyes for a little bit.
you look
Hold
up
the chair like what? What the fuck?
Dresden and there's like a servant looking at you that went to go pull out the chair. It's just like what do
I
just
ju-
kind
I
of
just-
backs
I
away.
give him the old too slow.
Oh my god.
I think I'm getting people fired. Trust sit, please. There we go.
Very good, Dresden. And I'm going to pull a chair out for Pup. Pup? Oh, do you want to?
pull out a chair and I sit down.
You're very good at pulling out chairs. Good
There we
job.
go. All right, I'll sit in the one
Yes,
that
yes.
Rez pulled out.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
bud.
Well, I'll just sit over here. Okay.
You
Wait,
guys sit
I
around
thought
the table.
that was his, but he pulled. I'm confused.
Me too.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry.
And you guys all sit, and immediately a big soup is set in front of you. And this is a you smell it,
Nice.
and it's like it's a very
Just like-
thin
just like
soup, and it's got these caramelized onions, and it sounds like it's like a chicken bone broth onion soup that's been thickened with what looks like very small minced vegetables. And a little bit of like cornmeal
Lord drop.
that's been mixed in to just thicken it up a tad bit.
It actually does
Um,
sound pretty good.
And as you guys eat, you notice Razma not eating much, more into like the conversation at hand, and he kind of goes over just pleasantries in the beginning, but then immediately tries to dive in, and you guys notice he's maybe a little bit more overeager than you're used to him being as he's sitting there, almost perturbed. So, yes, we came here to Caravella Town, and it was, to our surprise, after we'd heard what happened, we came and found your ship with Fitz, and, well, they told us what happened, and we looked for you everywhere, but there were reports that hoaxes had left the pit. Now this coincides with what we've heard, but if Hoaxus is now leaving the pit, well, something he's never done before, this could not be good for us.
That might be our fault.
Your fault? How so?
Well, it came out when we did. So
Yeah, it followed us.
Yeah.
I think it wants Pup, right? Or you just were able to hide us from it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it's all connected, but it's like all connected.
Well,
yeah, I mean, it first started out with I guess apparently Gashtun Alistar was sent out to locate Pup specifically and went down the coast telling people all over the place to look out for Pup. And we actually ended up in a place called Seashell the Daye, and they unfortunately told on us, and we
died for it.
Well, some of them, yes, and unfortunately
the farm folk of the Savage Coast could do against an army like the Alistars.
Yeah, they were brutally murdered in front of us. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, and we were poisoned by one of them, and they took Pup while we were all paralyzed. So that sucked, and then we had to go save Pup from Gashtun in Caravella Town. So that was a whole thing. It's good times.
Yep.
And where have you been for the last 3 months?
Well, that's where it gets interesting, right, guys?
That's where it gets interesting.
We weren't anywhere for 3 months. We were only somewhere for a day.
Exactly.
Or it was 3, wasn't it? Like a few days.
It was 2 days.
Yeah.
3 days? I think maybe it was 3 days. 3 days.
Yeah, that part's a little bit harder to explain. I'm not sure how to begin.
And we do know that. We're all on the up and up here, right? Like we trust you, but there's a lot of really important information that we've discovered.
I think we trust Razma. I guess
Gotta trust
Razma.
someone.
Well, I'm hurt that you would even be on the fence about it.
We've been
we've been
double and triple crossed a bunch in these last few months / days.
Yeah, we're a
It's
little.
not even really about that. It's
I
more
understand
of we get ourselves in pretty deep into pretty hot water, and it's I don't know if I want to bring you into the craziness that we just came out of, but if we feel safe with it, I'm okay.
All right, yeah, that's fine. It's good to have more allies. We have God knows we have plenty of enemies.
A lot.
Anything to keep Pup safe, really.
No, mostly the world, not me.
The world.
Yeah.
Dresden, I feel like you might be the most appropriate to explain everything, seeing as how involved you are.
I pushed your chair in. And this is how you repay me. Well, is there liquor?
Yes. Every time you sit down, someone fills your wine glass up. Every time you
This
take
is
a
great.
sip,
I stand up
someone
and sit
does-
down like 3 times quickly.
Everyone get comfortable. This is gonna be a long one. So yeah, go for it.
So, what do you know about Elazar as it
What do you know?
stands now?
Well, he is our king, and
Right?
he is being imprisoned against his
Right.
will by
Well.
nefarious forces, which involve Hoaxus, I know, and the
Mhm.
Alistar Corporation.
Right. And what exactly do you want with Elazar, would you say?
Elazar?
No.
Well, he is our chosen king, champion of mine,
Right. You want him back?
and he is under. Well, yes,
Duress.
of course.
Okay. Well, apparently, and anyone jump in and correct me at any point, but apparently he's been broken into shards that are scattered around the world, and there's sort of I don't want to say a race, but there's competing elements to bring him back in various forms. The elements of his personality have been broken and cast across the world, and apparently he's coming back one way or the other. And if we don't put the right pieces in place when he does come back, he might end everything.
Yeah, the different pieces are different elements of Elazar. Like, we met one that was his faith and one that was his faithlessness. And apparently it's up in the air whether or not he actually did this to himself on purpose or not.
Right.
Very unclear. And
Yeah,
Dresden's
I mean-
one of them.
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to try and play that one kind of close to the chest, but hey. Here I am.
You're a fragment of his personality.
Well, like a fragment of a fragment, right? I'm not one of the majors.
Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that. He's more of a yeah. You're right. It's like a fragment of a fragment, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like a mirror of a fragment or something like that. Apparently, this place is lousy with people that look like me. Pup, you can just talk.
Oh, am I allowed to say what I am?
Yeah, go for it. I think we're all out at this point, right? I mean, if
Yeah.
wealth is a hammer, this guy could crush us 1,000 times over. So
I
You know
don't
what I
know what
mean?
that means.
True.
it means if he wanted us dead, we'd be dead.
Oh, that's not true. We're really tough, and we fought guys way tougher. No offense.
Well, I
None
didn't mean
taken.
him specifically. What were you driving at?
Oh yeah, I'm basically their kid.
Whose kid?
Elzar?
You're
Elazar.
Elazar's.
Created pup.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that I might have met him one time.
You. All right.
Or
Yeah, it's a little hard to
Well, that
digest.
would-
I
yeah.
know.
Explain why Hoaxus was after you.
yeah,
The Alistar Corporation has been searching for something. We don't quite know what it is, but it does relate to Elazar. And we assume his reawakening. And Hoaxus has been in search of this artifact. We've heard it mentioned.
artifact?
Yes.
Do you think it
That's
could be
like
my
a really
box?
old thing.
Is my box really old?
Probably.
Possibly.
You want
It's
to see
something
it?
to do with the reawakening.
Oh.
Does your box awaken, Elazar?
No, but he gave it to me, and sometimes it messes with his magic.
Interesting.
What if
Would you
what if it's like his magic is in it?
possibly?
Possibly.
Because he said
would you-
he said that I was his heart. You know? What if this is his heart?
would you happen to
yeah.
know what
Mhm.
Hoaxus's goal is? What he's trying to do? He's just trying to stop Elazar from ever waking up.
Hoaxus is a dream scribe. As far as I can tell, his abilities are vast, and he is very uniquely able to rewrite the minds of those he comes into contact with. Now, it's my guess that something nefarious along the lines of taking Capital City for himself, taking Elazar's place. All I know is the more core Hoaxus consumes, the stronger he becomes.
Well, how do we stop him from
He's-
getting core?
Well, we have to stop the pit and the Alistar Corporation from mining the core for him. The whole pit was started as a cover to bring core to Hoaxus, as Hoaxus keeps Elazar in his deep slumber.
I mean, no offense, but I feel like that's information you could have told us a bit ago, no?
Well, we're only now just finding this stuff out ourselves.
Okay.
After we left you, we returned. And after the incident, you left the pit inn, we were able to infiltrate and gain a little information. You're still left quite an impact on Capital City.
Yeah.
And they had to rebuild a little bit more carefully. The Ashen Riders themselves are running around like vigilantes, untamed, off the leash, and public opinion has swayed pretty negatively in their direction.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they're absolutely awful.
Well, yeah, but we knew that.
Yeah,
Now,
but
that's not to say
now
that
other people know.
their operations haven't stopped. They just must do it in the shadows.
Well, I mean, if anything that hobbles them is for the best, no?
Yes, well, I believe so.
All right. Well, that's a bit of good news. Maybe the first.
But this has
okay.
been very taxing. It's also been said that the Alistars are running dry, as it were. They've been spending an awful lot of money maintaining a militia as big as the Ashen Riders has drained quite a bit of their resources. And they've been into all kinds of strange experimentations and such, which are very, very costly and expensive. Also, which, I hear, you took care of, part of.
Oh, the guy with the belt?
Yeah,
The beasties?
Captain Akoto.
Yeah.
Makota, yes, I think that was his name.
Yeah. That wasn't fun.
Seems like,
It was a little fun. I
the
got to ride the
strange
beastie.
No, that was not fun.
Nyad seemed to follow you all around.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any
Yeah.
idea what this artifact is that will awaken Elza?
No. Do we?
I mean,
Me?
the
It could be you.
And
Yeah.
Is it,
Could be-
is it the crown?
Yeah, it could be the crown.
The crown.
Could be.
I've heard that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Apparently. Stand up. Sit down.
Oh.
Apparently, I have a ghostly, ethereal crown that allows me to judge the elements of Elazar and also go ape shit on people every once in a while.
And this is a crown.
Well, it's ethereal.
It's like inside.
So this artifact, it's inside you. That would explain a lot of why they're grabbing interesting people from around the world. The Alistar Corporation has had their hand in a number of kidnappings in the last year or so. Pup, you, are
You
not
say
the
you
only one
think
they're
Dresden's
looking-
interesting?
That's what I got from that.
Well, I don't know that they know Dresden has what they seek. I think they
That's why they
assumed
took
it might
me.
have been in Pup. And if Pup, you are Elazar's child, then that makes sense to
Yeah.
me if they're after you.
I mean, you
There
do
was, like-
stick out a bit. Pup.
Well, when I was on the ship, there was that like doctor guy.
Right, he was the doctor. I think so.
Yeah, he seemed like he was the ship's medic.
Medic. Yeah.
PhD, not
he
a
would-
medical doctor. Though.
Yeah. I mean, average, but anyway.
Jokes.
Oh yeah, he kept saying that he's gonna get my crown and that I was gonna give him the crown, and I did not know
Oh.
what that meant at the time. So yeah, I think that they thought
Wait,
that
did
I
he
had
say
it.
that?
Yeah.
Well, that answers that then.
Yeah, that could have been, once again, useful information.
I told
Okay.
you that, but I think that you were really quiet that day when I was asking you what the crown meant.
Oh.
I think
Yeah,
that you were.
I get these depressive moods that come off.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
I
it's
feel
just
I'm
it's
not
like you weren't even there.
Yeah.
And you hear
Yeah.
Egrig just go, yeah. And just starts drinking more soup.
Yeah.
And that's when you guys, all of your dishes are pulled away from you. And in front of you, this small, thin noodles. They've got this reddish hue to them. They're put in, it's a little small serving, and on top of it are little strips of some kind of fish type creature. And it's all just got this little sprinkle on it. And you smell it, and it's almost sweet. And a servant walks over and says, this is a creamy pasta with risotto on the bottom, beetroot and eel. And Egrig
Great.
Excellent.
grabs it like a fork, just stabs it all in one ball and just...
In Christ.
God, I can hear
You gotta get that fixed. I would fix that
Yeah,
immediately.
you're gonna go deaf, girl.
I don't remember brain anymore. It's just
How do you-
melted static.
What causes
Wah.
that?
I don't think that it is plugged back in yet. Is it plugged back in now?
I don't think she can hear us. Quick, say nice things about Daye that she'll
And
No,
never
don't do it.
Talented.
Don't
Oh.
say it. I can hear. Don't do it.
Hey.
Hey.
Wait, that's
Wow.
really weird to me that you guys are hearing the static though.
Because
I
it's
think
so
it's
loud.
Loud, it's
That's
coming
what
through
I
the
can hear.
microphone.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's really fucking loud.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah,
And then you're
it's a
living
nice
on
little,
edge. It
nice
could
little
happen at any
surprise
minute.
every once in a while.
Keeps you awake.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the beetroot and eel pasta with a risotto core drops down in front of you.
Okay. Pace yourself.
And these
Look
are like
over it. And
little
giant,
small portions. Very, very small.
I take it back. Have at it.
What Agrir has like 6 or 7 of each serving. And that's a trend.
This is great food.
And it's light. You know, the fish itself is salty, but the noodles are very, very light, and they've got like a strong cream flavor. And the risotto itself is like warm on the inside. It's almost like a little pocket.
Razma?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nowadays just gone.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
There we go.
Right, I'm out.
Yes.
What did you do to Trump?
Oh,
Oh, yes. Hello.
I'm causing so much chaos. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's pretty
Fine,
on
it's
brand.
so Razma kind of looks. So they're after the crown.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it was him describing the meal or someone over my shoulder describing the meal.
It was
I'm
someone
like,
over the
I think we have bigger problems than the meals. It looks delicious, thank you. Yeah, crown. So, does that make any sense to you? Also, does this artifact make any sense to you?
Well,
I mean,
it
we've
does
got
make
a lot of
sense.
travel
If this
ahead of
artifact
us.
is inside you, that could to our benefit. It sounds like they're looking for an actual crown, not something internal.
And like that's their mistake or that's our mistake.
Well, that's their mistake. If they're looking for a physical crown, that could work to your advantage.
True. Okay.
And this crown, they say it awakens Elazar, or can block Hoax's pull.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
if that's the
what?
case, they're trying to keep it away. But you could awaken
can-
Elazar, well, if we could get it to him.
Well, he's in like 7 pieces, Elazar. It's really confusing, and we're not even sure if we... Are we sure if we should be bringing him back or not? We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, the problem,
no idea.
Razma, the problem, Razma, is that we got a lot of just talking in our ears from people that have strong biases. We spoke to these prime aspects of Elazar, one faithful, one faithless, and they had similar stories, but also different goals of what they wanted us to do for them. So it might help if you maybe tell us. I'm sure you've done a lot of extensive research on Elazar. Do you know his story, like his origin, where he came from, how it all began for him? Because we have a lot of questions that we have no answers for.
Other than the stories from the Age of
boy.
Adventure, very little is known of Elazar himself. Very reclusive for the last few hundred years. Few had seen him standing in his castle Anaxis at the head of Capital City. None are allowed in and out other than his personal servants and, Jonathan Gathrin.
The
Maybe
captain.
the only person I know.
The general.
The Grand
But that
Viceroy.
doesn't make any sense to me, because from what we were told, when Elazar was broken, this entire world was shattered, which means that no one alive today would have ever been alive when he was alive. So how would we know what a good ruler he was, or was it? He disappeared and broke the whole world.
Yeah, they kept calling the event the Shattering. I don't know if you've read about that at all, have you?
I've never come across anything like that.
Mm.
But what you say concerns me. You say there's multiple Elazars, as there were, walking around. How do we know that the Elazar who's been ruling Capital City is even
Well,
the
that's-
Elazar?
Oh,
we
that's
know?
right. That's true. There is one there. It's probably that one, and it's only a piece of him.
He
So-
could be
Not a nice
fragment
piece,
himself.
from what I know of Capital City.
My vision that I saw through the booger showed me what again? It showed me what I thought Elazar on a slab surrounded by like salt, like a slug or something like that.
Surrounded by runes, painted
yeah,
in something,
runes,
and
salt.
people were chanting. And
But-
Jonathan Gathrin was standing, talking to a man in a robe,
The
overlooking
Grand
whole
Viceroy.
thing. The Grand Viceroy, Prime Sentinel.
Of course. He
Yes,
insists
his
on
full
being
title.
called his full name.
Hmm.
It's another Birdcage one. Okay. Now, did I get eyes on the Elazar slab, dude?
You saw yourself on that slab.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Okay. So, okay. All right. Piecing it together. We're putting it together, guys. Just mend. Okay.
Ugh, it doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't expect it to. All right, so here's the thing. Are you familiar with the bourgeois?
We've heard of him. Never personally met.
But you know there's more than
That's
a
fine. He's
fairy
creepy.
tale? Yeah, he's super
Well,
creepy.
Yes. I've heard
Okay,
stories of
he-
his past life, and he's done some interesting things.
To say the
My
least.
newfound viewpoint on the world. The Vowkeeper has opened my eyes in ways and given me
Oh,
new
that's right.
abilities. In fact, all three of
Okay.
us have made a vow to awaken Elazar.
Is that
Oh, so she wants you to do that? The Oathkeeper?
Well,
Is that how you gave me
the Vow
cancer?
Keeper. What?
Stop calling it that, Dresden.
When
Honestly.
you healed me with your magic that's potentially
Oh.
dangerous.
Yes. One of the advantages to the oath.
Yeah.
We are working towards a world where Elazar is king in his rightful spot again. And this is the vow we have made, to not stop until this is true.
Okay.
The vow that binds
But
us.
why is everyone so insistent Elazar come back if no one's ever really been under his rule? Wouldn't it just be better to find a new ruler who is great? Why bring back a dead guy?
Well, but here's the other thing too. I've seen, this is what I was driving at least, I've seen, the bourgeois showed me what is apparently inside Capital City, inside of the Anaxis Castle, I'm assuming, if I'm remembering that correctly. I saw Elazar, the host, the body, he looks like me, being chanted at, surrounded by runes laid out on a plinth, and the Grand Viceroy was there. So, what I'm saying is, who knows how long he's been like that? If he's been shattered into all these bits for so long, he hasn't been around. He hasn't been around, is my assumption. I don't know if we have to put it back into that vessel.
Is
Ruling in his stead, it would seem, or someone.
interesting. The
Yeah.
Commission have been some of our closest allies in this.
Well, and I mean, I would be the first to commend them and fall back on them, but that was eye-opening. This goes deeper than I think we may have assumed, in terms of Capital City, at least.
Now, if the
Well,
Commission is working towards keeping Elazar in stasis, as it were,
Right.
why do they clash so much with the Ashen Riders? It seems that they're constantly at each other's throats.
I mean, any struggle for power, right? If the Ashen Riders become too powerful, this is me just guessing, but if the Ashen Riders become too powerful, and then can actually take over patrolling, say, Capital City, they would then be in place to take over guarding / warding / keeping Elazar in stasis.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
this might help. And let me know if there's any merit to this at all, Razma. But from what we were told by biased parties, people are trying to keep him asleep for now, because if he wakes up, back up. During the shattering, Elazar went crazy and broke into a bunch of pieces. So they're trying to keep him asleep so he does not go crazy again and destroys the world. That's what we're being told, though. I don't know for sure that that's true, but that's what we're told from opposing parties, actually, from both Luthen and Daye. So it might hold water. I'm not quite sure. But that could be why the Commission is working with him to keep him asleep, but don't like the way that they're doing it, potentially. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never heard of any doomsday scenario.
So, does that not worry you then? That your Oath Keeper's not telling you about that?
The Vow Keeper. The
Vow
Vow
Keeper?
Keeper is not an information. She holds our vows, and in exchange for our oath, grants you abilities and powers to reach your oaths or cause. The Vow Keeper,
And how do you get your oaths?
well, you make an oath to the Vow Keeper, and she
And-
either
and-
accepts or denies your oath.
Right, so she accepts that you want Elazar back, so she's not got a problem with it. I think that's what Pup is
but if
saying.
someone
But then
wanted to-
wouldn't she tell you that might bring the end of everything?
Maybe she wants that.
I don't think that's within her purview. I don't think she can see the future.
But
She was there to
wait,
accept...
was she not around before?
I don't know.
Would
She's
she not
very
know as like
mysterious.
a god? Is she a part of Serenity? I forget.
No, the Valkeeper is a whole other situation that we might want to tell Razma about because he's made a deal with the Valkeeper, and we know a lot about the Valkeeper now,
Oh, that's
having gone to Wildling
right.
Isle. Yes. But I don't know if that's the thing we should
Ooh.
talk about or not.
I think we put all our cards on the table at this point, in all honesty.
Yeah,
Boy,
we've
that's a-
gone
that's a
this
big one.
far.
That's a big one. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
I knew
went
there was
on
things I
Wildling
didn't
Isle?
like.
What would possess you to go there? You guys have been very busy. Been traveling
Yeah.
alone.
We did a favor for someone.
Let's just say someone in the houses in Adgarad needed our help checking on their Oathwood tree. And this is a big secret. Their Oathwood trees, the families are in Wildling Isle, and we went there to help them, and then they didn't, well, I don't want to say betrayed us, but they kind of messed things up, and they tried to destroy the tree, and that woke a whole mess of things up. Either way, basically...
Point of air karate.
Basically, the city of...
Oh yeah,
the city of
well, you're not
Adgarad,
wondering about her.
yeah, the city of Adgarad. Well, I wasn't gonna tell on the Eric Karate, but the city of Adgarad basically is built on this vow, and all of their ancestors, all the founding family's ancestors, are all trapped in Adgarad because of the vow, forever, and that's why the family.
Not anymore. Didn't we release them? Didn't we release them all?
We destroyed one. Well, he destroyed one of the trees, and their family is now released, but the other ones are still there.
Right.
We did know about the vows.
Really?
of Quran.
Oh, okay.
We did not know they
There
were
you go.
released
See?
to where their trees were, though. Which surprises me, as Wildling Isle is nearly impossible to
Yeah,
summit island.
it was.
Yeah, no, you
difficult.
don't
It
wanna-
wasn't easy.
What are you talking about? That was the most fun I've ever had.
Insane.
Charles
Listen, I
played
am-
a lot of music while she was there. Let me tell you, just would not stop.
It was an island of chaos. So of course, Pup loved Wildling Isle.
I look over at Board Shorts.
He's like,
That kind of case.
We make a lot of friends
he's
along
like
the way.
rubbing his mask into the beetroot and then just like licking it off the front. Like his tongue comes out of the front of the mask and just starts licking all around the mouth. And shoves his
Chaos.
face back into it.
So you might want to be careful, Razma, because the deal has a downside to it. I don't know if the Valkeeper let you know that, but that's part of the whole thing.
I am aware
So
that when you
all
break
right.
your vow, all the energy you've put into your mission or progress is reversed, and an equal opposite reaction against your vow or mission or duty is then put upon the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's pretty straightforward. Okay. Not great.
well, I mean, the families were keeping the vow, and they, I'm saying the downside was that the ancestors were all trapped in Gadgrad. I don't know. I think that was basically the downside, right? Like that was a negative of the vow they made, was that the ancestors were trapped there forever.
That was the
their
cost
souls
of their
were.
vow.
Okay. So you're aware that there's a cost to this. Okay. Just making sure. Just
Yes. When you make an oath with the vow keeper, it must be. You must be willing to risk everything for what you're trying to accomplish. You must take all of your wants and needs, put them to the side, all for the sake of what needs to be done.
Question, why did you give me the Oathwood seed? It seems really important.
Well, there are the Alistar Corporation and the Eden Boughs have been, well, at odds for a very long time. That's not to mention the Red Blains have their fingers and things as well. And you guys would know the Red Blains are a third of the 4 houses. There are the 4 princely houses of Adgarad, or of Capital City, which are basically just like the uber wealthy families. And you had the Alistars, the Edenbows, the Forenza, and the Red Blains. Well, when we saw you, we were being pursued by the Alistars. Mostly Gashtun and his group, which are not a problem anymore, since, as far as I know, Gashtun Alistar sleeps with the fishes now.
Maybe.
But I thought something this important I could give to you, and you would keep it safe.
But I mean this with all due respect, but how do you know I would keep it safe? I mean, sure, I knew you before, but like, not that well.
When I look at you, Trust, I see something uniquely different. You are capable, you are strong, but you are also not what people expect. People have a tendency, I think, to underestimate you to their dismay. And I think that's a great strength of yours.
That's
And I
very
thought no one
observant
would
of you.
expect that you would have something like this.
That's fair. That's very observant. Speaking of looking at me and seeing great strength and all of us putting our cards on the table, I have had a very strange experience recently. As you know, I grew up in Capital City. I don't know my parents. Apparently, I'm half succubus.
A succubus.
Yeah. Or like something.
And he kind of leans back, taking this in. Interesting. Well, that would make sense. You're very alluring.
Thank you.
But what does this mean?
I don't know. Apparently, I could find out a lot more if we went somewhere called Hojo. But as you are aware, we've had quite a lot of things on our plate come up. So we haven't quite gotten there yet. I hear it's very difficult to get to. I was looking at some maps in there. It
Well,
doesn't look great.
It's a hidden city. No one knows how to get there. Or, I should say, very few. You don't choose
Perfect.
easy places to get to, do you? Or things to do. First Wildling Isle, then the Darthwood, and now Hojo.
Yeah, it would seem that the fates and whatever gods rule this world like to make things very difficult for us.
Well, it would seem that way, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe to make things a little easier for us, I think you know your general mission statement is to awaken Elazar. Having heard all of this, how do you feel still? Do you feel like it's the only path to go is to awaken him, even if it might cause the end of the world, or do you have different?
Well, it's if you believe
Ideas
Elazar
now?
would awaken the world. I mean, Elazar himself shattered himself to save the world, as you put it, right? Do you think
Possibly.
someone
I
would
mean,
break
we
himself?
heard he went mad. I don't know if it was to save it, but he went crazy and blew up.
I don't know that it sounds like a madman would break himself apart in such a way. Sounds like a
Doesn't-
madman would break the world 1,000 times over and keep breaking it. No?
I haven't heard of anybody breaking the world before, so I don't have any reference, unfortunately.
That's the problem, is we don't have any reference.
I mean, I think right now our goal, from what I can tell from the group, is that we do want to awaken him eventually, but we need to find these aspects and do it the right way. So I guess give us time,
Well, I would say
or join us, maybe.
to
even.
that, putting all of the aspects back, making Elazar whole again, sounds like the only course of action.
Well, kind of
Yeah, it's the only way
destroyed
we're
one
gonna
of them.
get answers. You destroyed it. An
Not
aspect.
destroyed. They are.
Deleted.
Well, we move them. We move them to a safe place, right, Dresden? They're
Contained.
Luthen is now in a safer place, contained. Yeah.
I guess. It's my understanding.
Contained him. And you just need to
That's one way to
contain the
put it.
other pieces of him with the crown and put them back together. This actually makes a lot of sense to me, despite hearing many
Does it?
reports on the contrary. Well, it makes sense why they want the crown so badly that they would spend their entire family fortune and go broke looking for it. I understand why Hojo or Hoaxus wants it, to prevent Elazar from breaking out of his hold or his thrall, because as long as that's going on, they're feeding him coal, and he becomes stronger and stronger every day. And who knows if there's a limit to that? Maybe he'll explode and shatter the world himself, or maybe he'll whittle away to nothing, or maybe he'll continue to grow and become even more powerful.
Wonderful.
So then what do we do? What
Yeah.
are we doing then?
Well, it sounds like we need to find all these pieces.
That's all we have to go on, really. We track these things
That was our
down.
next course of action,
Right.
yeah.
We track them down. We enter these rifts, right? We see what's in there,
These rifts,
and we play it by ear, right?
they're behind rifts.
Yeah.
When
That's
you're-
the thing we were in, where it was like 3 days for us and 2 months for you. The time moved
Different.
Ah,
different.
That's why the
I
time
see.
moved different.
Yeah,
They
if
don't
all
know
cards
they
on
all
the
work
table-
like
do you know where these rifts are?
that. Generally.
Sort of.
Riz,
Generally-
do you have that map?
Yes. If all cards are on the table, yes. Basically, when the shattering happened, it made 100 new. It broke up the original Aventide into 100 different worlds, and we are on a big chunk of it that we still call Aventide. But there are a bunch of other ones. We went to one called Gotheim. I'm sorry. Went to one called Blutheim, where Daye was, and he basically ran a bunch of skeleton armies. And then we went
Creepy.
to one
Very
called
creepy.
Gotheim, where the faithful
Skeleton
one.
army.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Riz, just tell them roughly where the things are, because here's the thing: we're gonna need resources. Honestly, we're gonna need resources to get to these places.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And if this wine
Um,
glass is any indication, you might be our best bet. It's a reality. We're what? They're strewn across the world. They're in the
Well,
Mirror
seems
Lands.
like-
They're in the middle of the sea. We have to go to the elves. I mean,
The elves.
yeah.
Yeah, good luck, right?
That might be. Well, I guess it's no tougher than finding Hojo or killing an oath tree on Wildling Isle.
We
If
did
anyone-
not do that. That was not us. We saved them.
I did have a dream on Wildling Isle about Hoaxus, I think.
What was that?
Remember?
Right? I had a dream about him. 'Cause it was
Yeah,
him
him being-
that was
him
like in the
being a
bag and
demon.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, he was like this cute little dream thing, and he was so cute. And then all of a sudden, his eyes turned red, and he was evil. But he was like reaching in and stealing snacks and stuff, and he was so nice. But then he wasn't. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
What did he look like?
I describe what he looks like.
Okay, yeah. You
Right, it's
described
like a little cloud thing, right? With like really
he
big
was,
eyes.
He's
No,
like a
he
cute
looked
dream
like
thing,
a-
and then he became a terrifying dream thing.
he kind of looked like an Azureling a little bit, except he had a big
That's
pillow.
right.
He had a big pillow
That's
full
what it
of
was.
feathers, and he would jump
He had,
on
like
his
the big
pillow.
Hawaii eyes.
Yeah, and he was just like collecting feathers from all over the place to put in his little pillow,
That's
and
right.
he would just plop down and sleep on his pillow every once in a while. But then he found that chunk of core in the
That was-
woman's bag, and his eyes turned really red, and he kind of just went crazy.
Yeah,
Like a
I
brain
described that.
cancer. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah, so before he had core, he was really cute and just kind of slept everywhere.
wonder
I don't
where
know if
these
that's
things are
important.
from. Well, I can
But
have one of
when
my
we were on
scholars
Wildling-
look into it, find where
Yeah.
these things are from.
Dreamlings.
Dreamlings.
Could be important.
Could give us an insight. Well, meanwhile, if you were heading to Hojo, or in that direction, maybe we could go search a different area. Search for something else. Any clues? Any way we could help you? It seems like we would be most useful in a supportive role to you. At this rate, you found out more than we have in almost 100 years of my family's.
I mean, I have no objection to that.
Searching.
If there's other groups searching, working,
But no one would be able to get through the portals.
even if they can just find the portals.
You
Right.
can't get
That's
through
fair.
the portals. What do you need to get through the portals?
Magic.
Stuff.
Love and magic?
Oh, I said stuff.
Oh.
Things.
Stuff and magic.
Yeah.
If you can find the rifts for us, though, the portals, whatever we want to call them, that would be a huge help.
Yeah. It'll be most difficult, I think, for us in capital cities since they don't like us.
No one likes us anywhere, apparently.
Capital City. There's a rift in the
Yeah.
capital city.
Right, well, like we're saying, we're assuming that one of these elements of Elazar is in the castle, and it's the one that Dresden saw on the platform being chanted over, that one of them is there.
Yeah, we might need to go into an Axis castle.
Well, I'll see what I can find out.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's no small task. Anaxis
No.
is warded by, well, hundreds of magical wards and charms.
I don't doubt it. In the
See
more
what we can do.
in the more immediate sense, can you help us outfit our ship? We've got a ways to go.
Sure. In fact, I was already talking to your friend there at the end of the table about, well,
He's not a
upgrading.
friend.
He's
As
not
long as
with
you were making the suggestions and you weren't listening to him, he's a moron.
Well, I did think some of his ideas were ostentatious, to say the
Do you
least.
want to put a hole in the bottom of the boat to see the fishes?
Not quite. He did want a figurehead. Mirrored after himself with a mermaid's bottom and his top half.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
I don't hate that.
yeah, I don't hate that either, if I'm being honest. What if we just tie him up
I
there
feel
when we leave?
mostly bad for the craftsmen who have to make such a.
Yeah,
Monster.
they'd be looking at that for a while. Yeah,
Well-
maybe less of that. Maybe, yeah. But we need.
I
bunks.
might have
mean,
some information that might help us get to Hojo as well.
Okay.
Alright. And the servants walk up and pull the plates out from in front of you, and place back down these little. They look like dumplings, but they smell salty and creamy on the inside. And you see Slug just throw one into his mouth, and you see this gooey cheese fall out of the middle, and they're these like almost like cheesy wontons with a little drizzle of like this balsamic glaze on top.
Thank you.
We need that cookbook.
Yeah, in real life.
Bobby, you're writing all these recipes down, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah, we're gonna need. So the ship we have is built for hauling cargo, and what we need is a ship that can haul us comfortably across the world. Right?
That can be
Bunks,
easily done.
not just
Well,
hammocks
that,
down there.
Well, we can make a top deck extend up the height of your ship. It'll make it handle a little more difficult, but it will
I mean,
add
obviously,
quite
you'd
a
have
bit
to
more
talk to
room.
Cowwise about that, but
Yeah.
right.
And if we did that, we could put private quarters underneath and still have room for some cargo.
Right.
I do wonder, do you have any books about the different types of wildlings and where they came from, or any mythos around them? Because we do seem to run into them an awful lot, and it's making me feel like maybe they're somehow kind of important.
Well, the wildlings. Young Taika is here. Azurelings and such. They seem to be essences. Or as far as I know, they're the essences of elemental forces. Each a living incarnation of a piece of the natural world.
Mm.
Well, and this is as far as we know. This is all speculation. But scholars have, for hundreds of years, tried to study them, and categorize them, and each time, every new generation finding new things, old things thought to be true, thrown out, new things enter in. Not much is known about them, other than, in most cases, they tend to be very docile. They don't bother us, so we pay them very little heed. Although on a number of occasions, on occasion a sailor has run into a stormling, or someone in Adgarad is pelted in the head with some rocks.
Yeah, we've gotten both of those so far.
Yeah.
But if they responded so strongly to coal, that might make sense that they're just incarnations sent by the Source Heart. So you guys know
Sent by who?
Source Heart.
Source
the
Heart.
Source Heart.
Source Heart. Right.
Can I look at Taika and see if I see? Have I like checked to see if I see a thread between Taika and the Source Heart?
roll a d20.
Hey, Bobby dice, because I have my dice now.
Bobby dice!
9.
Bobby dice!
9. Bobby dice! Bobby dice!
Of course.
Nice.
You try to do a nice thing.
You look for a thread. It's tough in here, but because the flickering shadows in the room are so strong, normally you wouldn't be able to see it because you know that the threads are much easier to see in shadow, as they are basically the antithesis of shadow. You see Taika's thread, and it's not really a thread connected to the giant jumble of threads like everyone else. It seems to be almost like a gust of invisible air swirling all around. And it's not... he's not beholden to the same jumble that all the other people are.
Got it.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think that he's connected to the source heart.
Interesting.
Perhaps it's something, if we're to believe the breaking of the world, some magical energy was just infused into the elements and created them so they are of this world but not of this world at the same time.
Yeah, I don't see a thread. I just see air, you know? So it very well could be... It could be a element thing? Then think about the dreamlings, right? Hoaxus used to be a dreamling. Sleeping is not an element. Feathers are not an element.
It's true.
Yeah.
Cats are not an element.
While they're discussing this, can I cast minor illusion and create a small whisper in Dresden's ear that just says, "Should we tell them about Elazar's memories?"
Can I whisper back?
You can just nod if you want to, or whatever.
But smaller.
Yeah. I feel the exact same way inside. Just
I mean, I still don't even, like, hand on head, I didn't fucking know what to think about that shit, right? Like, that's just his repressed energy
this could
that apparently he repressed so hard it turned him into a bloodthirsty fucking madman.
this
Like,
could help.
can
So,
Elazar
yeah.
get some fucking therapy? Should we be constructing
Should
a
we
magical
get-
therapist?
Find a therapist class? Yeah, for this. Yeah, no.
Have we been going about this entirely wrong? Do we just need to sit him down and be like, so how do you really feel?
Yeah.
Is it your mother? It's your mother, isn't it? It's your mother. It's always the mother.
So
Ellie, talk to me.
you would be probably interested to hear this, since you have no real recollection of what happened before the adventures that Elazar is famous for. And I kind of just go over the memories we found starting from, Elazar with his mom training to the 7-sided circle guy, and then to
Circle with 7 sides.
circle 7 sides. Sorry, and then lastly the weird shadowy guy saying, take it. So I tell him like all that stuff and see if he has any idea of what any of this could possibly mean.
And he seems dumbfounded. And
Okay.
and it
Welcome to the club.
it does seem though that like he takes you very seriously, and it doesn't sound like he's second guessing anything that you guys are telling him. Also.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys see Zakesta kind of just stabbing her food listening to this. And finally she just kind of stands up. This is insane. This is absolutely insane.
Oh,
And
here
just
we go.
walks off.
I don't blame her at all. That's kind of how I reacted to. Yeah, I get that. I understand.
Do I get the vibe that she actually thinks it's insane? Like, because she actually thinks it's, like, wild? Or because she's, like, pretending that, oh my god, this is so crazy, but I'm panicking that you know all of this?
Roll
Like what's the intention behind her leaving?
Roll a insight check.
Get it. Get it.
Jeez. Bobby dice, 14 plus insight 4, 18.
An actual good one?
18.
Medium.
She seems really, really upset. She seems to be taking you guys seriously. It doesn't seem like she's angry at you, per se. She
Mhm.
just seems to be very conflicted internally.
Got it. So, like, internal stuff, not like, I knew all of this and I'm bad. I'm upset.
Yeah, it doesn't seem anything like that.
Cool.
And,
Yeah, I reacted the
Razma
exact same
kinda-
way. I totally understand.
Razma kind of
Has
looks.
she
I apologize.
has
Oh.
she reacted positively to any of us, or at least neutrally to any of us?
Look, Zakesta might be the most zealous in nature of the three of us. We've all made an oath to awaken Elazar. And I feel like maybe she thought we were closer. Or it was going to be
Easy.
not easy, but more straightforward.
Yeah.
I look around the table. Yeah.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah.
This is-
I mean, you guys were
Yeah.
trying to do this. We fell into this. We weren't even trying to do this, so we're even more confused.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was just on forced retirement. Get right down to it.
Yeah, we just got jailed up with him.
Yeah.
That's all we did.
I have no idea what's happening. A lot of 5% of the time.
That's also true.
That's fair.
But we're very, we're determined and we are good fighters and we are determined to see this through. So I know you probably don't trust us. And I look at, is it Zakara?
She's gone, isn't she?
She's gone.
Yeah.
Or,
Oh,
like,
she's
in her
gone
direction.
already?
She walked away.
She
Oh, I
stormed
didn't
out.
hear. I'm sorry. I got static.
Had she like been even remotely neutral or positive to any of us in the group?
Not positive, but there was maybe a bit of
Maybe we got
playfulness when
neutral.
she was like making her armor shine and trying to walk
Oh,
in front of
fuck.
you.
That's not the answer I wanted.
Haha.
Super.
She doesn't seem
Well-
like she's not like rude. She doesn't go out of her way to give you rude looks or anything, but she does seem like a very stern person,
Mm-hmm.
just
Okay.
naturally.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel better knowing that we're not in this alone anymore. We have hopefully an alliance with you to help us. So this is good. This is a positive. By the way, to help you all hopefully get us into Capital City's high tower a little bit easier, I actually have a piece of information that could be very helpful, possibly helpful in doing that. I have this love letter that I found, just by happenstance, from a red blane to a half-elf. And you might be able to use that information to blackmail them for help, potentially, in your endeavor. I don't know if that's helpful at all. I don't know what the red blanes really are really all about
May
in
I see
Capital
the letter?
City. But oh, yes, of course. And yeah, I just hand over this letter. Like, I basically found this in one of those, in that big barrel of scrolls in Adgarad. So I just hand him the letter that, just talks about
He reads
this
it.
love letter from Red Blane to a half-elf.
I'm gonna, while he's doing that, passing that on, I'm gonna stand up quietly and just sort of excuse myself and see if I can't follow Zakestra. Zakestra?
Zakesta.
Zakesta. But I'm just gonna Irish goodnight a bit from the table.
All right.
Not celibate anymore.
And he reads the he reads the letter, and his eyes kind of go up, and he hands it to Igrir, and Igrir just kind of and hands you back your letter. It could be useful information. That is the late second in line.
Oh.
And,
Nice.
as you know, royalty, it's frowned upon for royalty to fraternize in an official manner with, those who aren't also nobility.
All right.
And
Well,
he pointedly doesn't meet your gaze, trust.
No, I'm not looking over at him. I'm eating.
And by the way, your plates are picked up, and let's
What's
see.
dessert, James? Let's go.
A small, what looks like a small bunt cake but filled with this candied caramel in the middle, and fruit on all around the outside is there, and it looks like it's got like a chip, like a wedge of what looks like a maybe a cookie, but it's a little bit harder than that. It's got like sense of like cinnamon and nutmeg and such coming off of it, and it's like almost like a little edible spoon you can use to eat this caramel dessert from. And it's covered in obviously it's covered in powdered sugar, and there's a what looks like maybe like a raspberry glaze.
Thank you. Well, yes, I'll just leave this. I'll leave this in your capable hands. I'm sure you play politics a lot more than I do, so you go ahead and you keep that. And if it helps you, then that's great. If not, then why not have it?
Well, we might be able to use this. The Red Blains, though they like to tinker and stuff, their public outlook, their public image is paramount in their minds. They would cut off their right arm if it made them look better in the social eye.
Am I?
That's intense.
Yeah, that could be very helpful then, yeah.
They like themselves a lot. I'll just say that.
Great.
That's intense.
But I may be able to use this. A half-elf. I do remember hearing about a weird ascension to the throne. As he was the oldest, but second in line. Not usually the way it goes.
Well, in this crazy world, it's kind of ridiculous what people care about sometimes, right? I mean, just because he dated a half-elf, big deal. I mean, they're trying to save the end of the world, so...
I think he tried to marry a half-elf. And as you know, around that time, the war between the elves and the capital city was going on, so it couldn't have been easy optics for their family either.
Oof, my. Quite steamy. Well, I think that we're all pretty tired from all the info we've been just vomiting up on you. I'm sure you are too. Do you want to just maybe hit the hay now, or get some rest, or was there anything else you were wondering about before we?
And a servant comes up and whispers something into his ear, and he goes, "Oh, you may want to wait just a few minutes.
Oh, sure.
I promise it'll be worth your while."
All right.
Do you have anything other than wine? Do you have like juice?
Hot cocoa?
Do you have hot cocoa?
And
It's one of their favorites.
Agrir looks up. Of course.
Oh my god.
And
Pop and Eargrew are best friends forever. Let's go.
A servant like instantly rushes out. And
This is Pup just the whole time.
comes back with
Food coming out.
hot cocoa, and it's got this dollop of what looks like cream on top, and these little fluffy sugar balls that have just been plopped into here. And this cocoa you're smelling, you can smell like the fresh cream that's been used in this hot chocolate, and the chocolate itself is like almost like buttery. It's so just rich. And before you even taste it, all that hits you, and then you taste it, and it's just that much better. And while you're drinking this, and
Oh my gosh.
Ager himself has like a literal pint glass just full of this stuff, and he's just drinking this huge goblet.
How far away is he
but-
from me at the table?
He's right next to Razma, so
We'll
you
walk
maybe
over to him
closest.
into cheers.
And he you see like his cheeks just a little red. He has like really, really dark olive skin, but even then he blushes a little bit. Cheers you. keeps on drinking. That's when you hear off.
I want to like
way
chug
off.
and make direct eye contact.
I wanted
He
to ask though,
instantly-
Jaymes,
He's like not looking at you. No, he's just.
When that servant passed the message over to Razma, did it seem like it was a really like intense? Like he seemed like he was like worried, or how did the servant look?
Sounded like there was more.
He actually
food coming.
sounded excited. I'm
Okay,
surprised.
okay.
Have you all had enough?
Can I have 5 more of these? That
Absolutely.
size.
And a maid rushes off to go grab those for you. But as you guys are waiting, the tension palpable for this surprise, you start to hear something downstairs, almost like a small ruckus. Voices yelling a little bit, mostly servants. Like you hear just a little scuffle, and then you hear run up the stairs, and then feet come running down the hallway.
Oh,
And
okay.
instantly, you see this youngish boy pop into the hallway. Only one arm. Pop! And this snotty, gross-looking fits. And this dude has got his hair has got sticks and bugs in it, and he's just
my
dirt
God.
all over his face. And he's probably his clothes are torn. And
Is
he's
he
maybe been
digging for
just,
pup in the ground?
He's
I
just
don't know.
probably he's just been off, probably in the jungle
Oh,
for a week looking for you guys, and he's just like, and he runs over and just jumps. He gives you a pup hug and jumps onto
Oh
you.
my god! I catch him, spin him around.
You're alive. You're all alive and okay. No, where is Kelwise? Cornelia, are they gone? Lost
They're
into the
gone
depths of the deep. Oh no!
I'm just kidding. They're upstairs.
Oh,
I use Mage Hand.
good.
All right.
You know, I help.
Rezik, I have some things to talk to you about, but later.
All right. It's gonna be okay. Ugly cries.
And he goes
Ugly
and tries to
cries.
give
My
you a hug
goodness.
too, Trust.
Okay.
I let him, but I'm awkward about it. Oh, thank you for being so concerned. It means the world to us.
And then he just kind of sits
You've
at the
done
table.
very good. Here, you should have one of these. Just, can we get one of these? And like, I try and put one of the desserts in front of him.
Yes. Thank you. Grabs it and just kind of. Trust, it's so very good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too. I'm surprised that you cared. I like
Of course
pat
I
him.
care. Why would you think that? I'm not some heartless fool. I'm not like Slug over here.
That's fair.
In fact, you left me
I-
with Slug and Taika.
I-
In fact, I expect some answers here. You all left
We
me.
also left you with Erica Roddy, and she's pretty cool.
She hardly offsets the chaos Taika befuddled upon me. And Slug, look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. Thanks, though.
But we're
And Slug's
okay.
Slug's just kind of in his chair. His belly's just kind of, his like chin is almost just sitting on his belly, and he's just like, oh. Yeah. We got into some stuff, didn't we? Yeah, it was fun. All 50 boy. Yeah, do it again sometime. And Fitz just looks stricken with just those memories are just, he's trying to get them out of his head.
I would like, because I bring it everywhere, can I like just play like a calming lullaby for Fitz, just trying to calm him down? Just like, oh
Sure.
god, I need the music.
And Razma and you start to play a calming lullaby, and Razma and Igrir on this pretty funny as you guys start to reconnect. Dresden, you had said you're gonna walk out after Zakesta.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it's she kind of walks out onto one of these balconies that was near the library room, the room adjacent. And she has her arms crossed, just kind of looking out in that, crazy dress. That crazy, ostentatious dress. That maybe now you think back is like, maybe she's not all business. She has some things she likes, but hard to tell because she's very stern. And she's just kind of looking out over the balcony.
I just walk up next to her, kind of lean. I'm assuming there's something to stop me from falling off the balcony. I'll lean on that.
Yeah, there's a balcony, really.
And just take a moment. What's it look like out there?
It's a pretty clear night, and this mansion, being taller than some of the other ones around it, you could almost see the dockside if it wasn't for the other houses kind of blocking that immediate view, but you can see all of Bodwig Bay shooting off into the distance, and there's just waves for days, and you kind of see that peninsula to the north side that you guys had basically spent a few hours walking up to make that secret little rendezvous point that you guys never really got to use, where you and you can kind of see that extends off and then cuts out, and then you can almost see north up the coast in this huge forest blocks where the pathway that you would take if you had to go by land to the Savage Coast.
Let's take that in for a second. She hasn't attacked me yet. And just sort of turn to her. I mean, did you think it was going to be simple? Really?
Not simple, just straightforward.
I mean, has anything in your life been straightforward? I know it hasn't in mine.
No, I suppose not.
Well, there you
I
have
would just
it,
like to
no?
make some appreciable change for once. Everything I do
Appreciable
seems one step forward, two steps back. We fight the Alistars, the Ashen Riders take over. We defeat the Ashen Riders, and Hoaxus moves in.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you make a power vacuum, someone's gonna move in. That's why you gotta be smart about it, no? I mean, look, I'm not trying to judge you here, but it seems you guys are probably our best bet to actually make some headway, to make something stick. And if I'm sitting there and we're telling you what we've been through, and I see you stand up and walk out, what do you think that does to everyone else in there? What do you think that makes them feel? Someone with actual power, actual agency in this world. We've been busting our knuckles up against walls just day in, day out. We don't have agency, okay? You look at this place. We're literally standing above everyone else right now. Do you know what I mean? You have
I've
power.
had to work very hard to get here. I didn't
I'm
know
not
we'd
saying
have power.
I'm not saying that you didn't.
And she brushes her hair back, and you see her ears ever so slightly have a little point to them, and it was almost not noticeable, but now that you see it, you can kind of see she's not elven, but she definitely has elven features.
That explains a few things. I'm not saying that you didn't struggle to get here. I'm not saying that at all. I'm sure you did. But at the same time, it's going to be a struggle moving forward. Right?
Yes, I know. I'm just mad at myself because I want to do more, but I can't. There's so much waiting for things to happen, or gathering information. It just feels like you're grinding your gears.
I mean, that's... Yeah.
I know.
That's all it ever is.
It just
I mean-
frustrates me.
It's frustrating. It is. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, that's... When I was working back in the commission, I mean, we'd spend months and months and months trying to get to the bottom of, all these different problems in the city. And it just felt like beating your head up against a steel door. And half the time, more, right when you thought you had it, you find out you have nothing that whole time. So I don't know if I'm just used to it, or I don't expect much from the effort. But everyone in that room back there is trying as hard as they can. And if you work with us, if we work together, I can't guarantee that we'll get somewhere, but I can guarantee that we'll try as hard as we can.
And you see a small smile. Not quite a grin, but a smile. Well, I guess that's all that I can ask from anyone, right?
I mean, you can
Try our
ask for
hardest.
more, but with that crew, you're not going to get more.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just sometimes it feels very overwhelming. With all this new information, it just makes it so much harder.
Yeah, you're telling me. I feel like I'm getting my teeth and my brain kicked in every day.
I'm sure you do. I can't imagine being in your position. The weight of the task that you've been given seems heavy, for lack of a better word.
You know what they say. Heavy is the head.
Oh dear. You're into those platitudes. I should have expected it from someone like you.
What a
What?
moron.
And she kind of looks around. Come with me. And she walks over to a bookshelf and slides a book out of the way. And she pulls out this bottle. And you've never seen a bottle like this, but this bottle looks old. And it smells kind of like whiskey. As she pours 2 glasses. This is unnecessarily expensive. Ridiculously so. I still have not gotten used to Razma's, well, unconscionable spending habits, but since it's here, we might as well. And she pours you a glass, and you swirl this whiskey around, and being someone who's had a lot, this stuff just smells good. It feels good in the cup. That's
It's got good cup
the kind of stuff. Yeah. And you guys share like a very comfortable silence as you enjoy this whiskey together. And you start to hear something like a small commotion outside. And you hear a carriage roll up and maybe 10 horsemen flanking. 5 in front, 5 behind, and this immaculate carriage comes rolling out. And you hear someone presenting the Prince Phoenix Edenbow. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Interessant.
Oh,
narrator.
oh,
I want to do a standing ovation for for that scene. That was so good right now.
Good.
So good. Oh
That's
my
how good the
gosh.
whiskey was.
Yes, the cup feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, cup feel.
The
Can't forget the cup
feel.
feel.
Got
Yeah.
that good cup feel.
At the end, it kind of was like a wow, wow, wow. It was like a,
Have baby. Dresden.
come with me.
Stop.
Oh, all
I'm-
right.
Don't you know I'm celibate? Oh, God.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. We will be back in greater numbers. We will be back and in greater numbers. What's that Family Guy?
I don't know.
They're the Tuscan Raiders. They were like, arr, 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 arr. And he's like, oh, they'll be back in greater numbers, and then it shows them all as part of like a choir group, and he's like, oh, great, that'll really fill out the harmonies. He's like, oh no, it'll be fantastic.
Stupid.
Yeah, Family Guys.
Anyway,
So dumb.
we're gonna take off. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, everybody. Enjoy your Monday. Please enjoy your Turkey Day. Spend it eating great food, eating way too much great food, seeing family members,
Friends,
just
people that you
all
like.
the feels, friends. I mean, man, friends you don't like. Hang out
And
with
if you
them.
don't, just have a good week. You don't
Yeah.
celebrate it. Just have a good week.
Seriously.
So just have a good week. Do something fun. Watch a movie. Play a game.
Or else.
Treat
Or-
Do a
yourself.
little
else.
self-care.
Yeah.
Like Resnick did today.
Or-
A little self-care.
Oh,
Else.
wow. Do
wow.
self-care or die.
Or else.
Just start slowly carving a turkey.
You zoom out, it's not a turkey, it's just a I didn't do good, I didn't self-care.
I didn't use a bath bomb.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, man.
We're gonna go. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us and being with us on this beautiful Monday night. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other, and we will see you next time on -1 Charisma. Good night, everybody.